We live.
We live.
Alright.
Let me pull it up really
I
quick.
was gonna ask something, but
Yo.
we'll roll with it.
What?
Uh,
Random? Too random?
son of a merc. Why aren't you coming up in my search bar?
Merker.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the stream on here. You said it's live?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
it should
would be.
it should be live on his page.
Oh, there we are. What's good, yo?
What up?
Hmm. Hey everybody, Eddie G from Bay Showcase.
There we go. I think I got it set up. All
I'm
right.
gonna announce it, dude. I'm gonna promote it in my Discord real quick. So y'all start conversating. I'm gonna be kind of like zoned out for like 2-3 minutes, all right?
Do you
Do your
guys have
thing.
any ideas for tonight?
Oh, dude, we got some ideas.
Yeah.
Baze is ready.
Hey, I think I need to take a few blinkies before we tackle that one. I've got to be in that right state of mind, guys. But I do want to tackle that one tonight.
The
actually
book you
do.
sent? The whole
Yes,
Oh
the
man,
book.
my
Yeah.
HDMI
Man,
screen turned off. There we go.
I actually read through all that too. Usually I would see it, all that. I'm like, oh, because I don't check Discord that often. I come back, but I'm like, I'll see what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of effort.
Did it make sense? Like you read it all, right? It was coherent. It was in order.
Yeah.
And it got you to the destination I
skimmed
wanted
it.
you, my argument, to get you there.
I was half asleep though.
Yeah, it made sense.
Well, I read it in the morning, so yeah, I understood.
All
Check.
right. Oh, this is that sick ass thumbnail. I just saw it, Merc. I just saw it.
Hell yeah,
That's
dude.
didn't even
the
see it.
best thumbnail. Hell yeah.
The fucking edgelords. Pretty dope.
But of course,
Oh,
you're
yeah,
gonna
that is
have to
cool.
elaborate for the audience.
No, yeah. We are gonna elaborate. I want to promote this stream. I want to get a couple of our normal peeps here. Once I put that big shout out, it has a mass tag through my Discord. We do get a couple of my followers that come in here. They generally like hearing the conversation. They'll jump in and give their point of view in it as well.
Yeah, man.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Did you watch?
Yeah, I mean that's a big topic too. We could talk about it a little bit later if you want.
Yeah. Because like I
Get some
said, I want
smaller
to get a
things
couple
first.
blinkies in. Maybe I'm gonna get a dab in before we get into that one. Because like I said, I went deep in that thought experiment, guys. Like I got deep into it, and I started seeing all
Yeah.
these little similarities and all these things, and I'm like, they're kind of primed, ready to be able to do something like that. In my honest opinion, it feels like they're priming themselves to do it.
We'll see. We'll argue with you for a little bit. See what happens.
Yeah.
So did you watch
I had a
Slab?
question.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I had a question for you. So after you had told me you did your tag submission the other day, I went ahead and did. I was telling you earlier, I went ahead and did my own yesterday.
Mhm.
And it was different. You did mention like you have to pay beforehand when when you're doing the submission, you have to like purchase the tier and how
Before
many
you can
cards,
even
right?
type anything in.
Before you could even type everything in. So I thought that was interesting. But two, it says like there's like I think the basic tier was like $15, but you could add $1 for like some buyer protection, which is probably the insurance, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And then there was like another like fee that you could opt into. It was $1 per card, and it was like card cleaning, like not cleaning with like a wax or anything, but it was like they'll like
Fingerprints
wipe
and stuff.
fingerprints and
Yeah.
residue off of your card. Did you end up doing that? I didn't do that.
I always wipe my cards off beforehand, or like while
That's
I'm
what I do.
pre-grading, I kind of just I'll use my this
Yeah.
right here.
That's
Yeah.
exactly that's the same thing I use. Is that little like eyeglass wipe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude, I'm kind of nervous. I just went for it and did like 30 cards, but I'm like
I wish
I'm
I would
like
have now.
excited, but I'm also nervous. Like I'm
Did you
just wondering how much this AI grading is gonna see that I didn't see.
did you experiment with anything?
It's gonna see more than you think because from what I've seen,
Any
it's
like pinholes
analytics.
or like little
It catches
rubs?
stuff that the human
What
eye
about that
doesn't see.
Umbreon? Are you sending that?
Its standards are lower, meaning that it'll handle more mistakes and still give you a 10.
Quick question, guys. Do you want me to promote it through all of the servers or just the one I'm in, like my own?
Your call.
It doesn't matter.
Do whatever you got.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna need like 5
Send it.
minutes, and since I didn't send anything in through tag, I really don't have too much of an input on this one, anyways. So you guys continue right ahead, but just in case you're wondering, like why I'm not, paying attention, I'm just gonna be doing this for a second, all right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, no worries.
Well, we don't know
No, I didn't
either
send it. I didn't
yet.
send any test cards. Like I didn't put like little pinholes or anything. I just for the first one at least, I guess I just want to see what stuff because like I said, all these cards that I sent were cards that I would have sent to PSA.
Yeah.
And then just hearing you taking the leap to send a tag submission, and then like everybody's talking about it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram like accounts like the Fine Card. I think FOMO was sending like
Yeah.
something in the Discord where like these tag cards are going for more than the PSA cards or the CGC cards. So
Yeah.
Do you think it has anything to do with pop? Because they're low pop right now, they're going for a little more.
Maybe, but Tag also like on their Instagram they also highlight people's cards that are selling tag cards. Like
oh
they're
really?
really involved in the community and stuff. Like or like they highlight who's sending orders in or who's selling cards or so I don't know. It's more eyeballs at least. I don't know.
Is
I'm
that
sure it's like a counterculture edgelord type of deal going on. Like people
like
just
in the tag app?
want something
Where you can,
different. What?
is it like in the tag app where you can see what people are submitting and stuff?
I don't think so. I don't know if they have an app. It's more just
I
a
don't think
website.
so. You said their Instagram, they said, right? Or they put it
Yeah,
on their
like on
Instagram?
their
Oh,
stories and stuff.
interesting.
They'll
Yeah, but I'm
reshare other
excited.
people's stuff.
Yeah.
It's a little more interactive, at least with the Instagram community, I guess. It's cool. I mean, it's just cool to see that though.
Yeah. I don't know if the price is like because these premiums that they're getting right now, I don't know if it's just hype, because everybody's talking about tag right now, or if there's actual like um I don't know, maybe we don't know as well as some people know that this AI grading is actually like pretty legit and
I'm in the tag
there's people that
Discord.
with big money that are like know this before everybody else does and are paying the premiums on these cards because of that. I don't know.
It's something I wanted to talk about. I'm
Maybe
glad you brought that
they've
one up.
done it enough to where I don't know, they see
Really, they're very new.
the good
Well,
shit about it. I don't
when
know.
did they get started? When did they get started? Because I thought they had a patent out like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
Isn't
they're like a
Greeny
10-year-old
talking about it?
company.
Join the
Oh,
tag
really?
Discord and see
Well,
everybody.
like I don't know if I think it's the technology is like 10 years old. I don't think they haven't been grading for that long, but like their technology and stuff is like 10 years, I think.
I
But
think
what
Greeny was talking about it last year. That's when
Yeah.
I heard about it. So I thought it
Yeah, that's when I
was
probably first
very,
heard of
very
it.
new.
And they got a
I
few
But
just
to
saw
think
some
that
patents,
videos.
it's
so
getting down that well, that's pretty solid. But I mean, it's possible.
Let me see.
Yeah, because I
See if
could
I
have
could.
sworn that they had a patent that was, I think, almost like 10 years old. I saw something in a video talking about it. So it made me wonder, how long have they actually been in the grading business? Did they do grading differently and this is their new standards that they've adopted? So they're just trying to change it? Or is it really like a brand new company, but maybe they operated under a different name? Uh,
I'm sure it's taken a couple years to even get them
Yeah,
set up or anything like that.
Google
Why don't we chat GPT this?
Google says date founded was 2010.
okay, that's a long fucking time ago, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what they
So
were doing back then, but
Was it
check
something
this
always
out,
with
though.
AI.
grading?
If they've been around since
Could have
2010,
been
let's
something
look at
else.
their historical sales data. How have they compared stacked against PSA, CGC,
Well, I don't think they've.
BCCGS?
Yeah, I don't think they've been grading that long. I think it's just the company. Like you said, it could have been just doing something else with their AI,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think they've been grading that long.
I don't know. They've got the best slab. To me they got the best looking slabs. Like that's
They look clean. They do look clean.
I don't know why they're going for premiums though. I don't know.
Is it the
And
low pop?
and that's without the
I don't know.
statistics. That's without the analysis, right?
Well, I think you get a report. Um,
Yeah, you get some
The
kind of report.
the
yeah.
ding report, right? That's supposed to be generated, I think, with all of them.
I don't think you get like they got a scoreboard like to see how good your card is versus everybody else's.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't think you get that aspect of it.
They started AI grading 2022.
Okay, so it's been a little bit over 2 years because we're barely in 2025, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, we'll see. They're still young, like you said. So
Before they
I
did
mean,
that, did they do grading by traditional standards?
I have no idea.
I wouldn't think so.
That's a good question. It just talks about AI.
And that's
Yeah, we'll
that's
have
an
Actually,
to
issue.
look up
started
those.
operations 2022.
We're lagging. Y'all are. It might
Oh,
be
on
me.
the yeah, on the YouTube.
Let me see.
Discord too.
Oh, really? On Discord, I look fine on my end, but I guess that's because it's on my end.
Yeah, me too.
On Discord, I'm seeing it good on my end. iFOMO, yours looked a
It
Choppy.
might
little
be
bit
good.
laggy for a second, but I am seeing it on YouTube is a little bit laggy. Yeah.
Let me get off.
It looks like it's kind of working itself out.
It'll fix itself.
Any thoughts about these IR premiums? How long they're gonna last?
Oh.
For singles or
All
graded?
right.
I feel like it's gonna like correct quick for some reason.
I don't know. I just sold. It's the what's the artist? It's the
Komiya?
artist. Everybody's buying that artist. Kumiya? Is that what it
Oh, the
is?
Oh,
one for
Shinji
Excalibur,
Konda.
No,
Drowsy?
the drowsy, the or
the hit.
choreo, the
Oh, yeah, Mia.
Yeah, Kamiya.
Kumiya. Yeah, just sold one. Probably because it was
Yeah.
Kumiya.
What do you guys think of that card? How does that make you
Eh.
feel?
I think they're nice looking cards. I'm glad that I have a few of the cards. I don't think I have the drowsy though.
To me, it's not
Oh,
worth
really?
what
I
it's
don't have it
worth.
either.
I guess.
Yeah, I agree.
There we go.
I
I have
think
a
they're a
Signal's
little
getting a
high
little better.
in price. Yeah. Especially because of what they were going for. Like it's been established for a very long time that they had a certain base price, right? There was a price that they sort of followed, and it's very sharp, sudden increases now on those cards.
Yeah, but I will admit that before this boom, a lot of these cards were undervalued to the
Yeah.
point where the actual value itself was too cheap to know what the actual value should be. So it's kind of skewed a little bit
No, I
because
agree with you. Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
now everything's hyper inflated. But if you look at certain cards, I still look at certain cards and I'm like, you know what? I'd pay $30 for that card. It's still not,
Yeah.
I think it could go, you can speculate all you want, but really, I feel like because I was there during the bear market, I just don't want to touch any of these cards right now. And at the same time, I speculate on certain cards that probably will go up, but I
Mm-hmm.
can't, I
Well, we're
can't
not supposed to be
play.
buying those, right? We're supposed to be selling those.
Yeah.
We should have
I'm
already
not.
got them when they were.
That's the
That's true.
point. We
Yeah.
already have them.
Yeah.
I can't.
I just didn't have the
As
drowsy.
tempting as it is, I don't want to play in this overinflated market. Although I do think like certain cards like the Charizard VMAX promo and the Charizard V Star promo from the Charizard UPC,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think $30 is fair. I think the Charizard VMAX where it looks like Godzilla, I think $20 is absolutely fair for that card.
For sure.
The
Yeah.
Mewtwo promo from the
Mm-hmm.
151 UPC, cheap.
Is
I
it
mean, those are good cards.
The Mewtwo promo is actually pretty cheap, I think, for what it's going for right now. It's about $16, right?
That's English exclusive, I
Yeah.
think. The
The
Godzilla
Mewtwo
Charizard.
Oh, those two. I've seen it in Japanese somewhere. I can't
the
remember
the
where.
Mewtwo
No,
from 151
the
UPC. Is that what we're talking about?
the Charizard
The
UBC. The
Charizard.
Godzilla Charizard.
Oh, the Godzilla Charizard.
I'll see
Oh,
That's in Japanese. Yeah.
Is it?
it is.
I thought one of them was
Yeah, it's like
exclusive.
the
Japanese.
Mega. Is he the Mega Charizard?
yeah. I think
The
they were all pullable
Gigantamax.
cards in Japanese.
It's a
In
V.
English, they
Gigantamax.
became promos.
Yes, right. I need to get it in Japanese. Did you know that those English versions are starting to chip on the sides. The
What
paint
do you
is
mean?
chipping off. So you see the metal hollow on the side.
I did not know that.
What?
And it sucks. I noticed that when I got mine. Like the card is minty, but then you look at the edgeware and it's like I don't know what happened. If it like started peeling off somehow or if it just deteriorated
I found a
or
really,
Damn.
I found a
the
really good,
short lifespan that it's had, you know?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I found a really good Japanese seller today on eBay. And he sells
Ooh.
all his cards in like perfect sequential sets, like the cards you would
Uh,
want all together.
yeah.
Must be Shug.
No, maybe, but it makes it all the lots make perfect sense. So it's like,
Heels.
why
Chug,
would I not buy these?
Chug,
Free shipping too.
I'm gonna need you to help me out with some booster boxes, brother.
Yeah, yeah, I got you. Let me
Like,
know.
hey, like, no joke. I would only need like 2 or 3 boxes if I did ask you to help me out with that, and they would be for like stuff that's just coming out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, as long as I can get them, because this last set, like the battle partners,
Yeah.
um, like that wasn't in stores, that wasn't on the PC. I mean, it was on the PC for pre-order for
Yeah.
less than 24 hours, and then yeah, it's like I was able to get 2 boxes, and that was it. But if
Can
I
you
Yeah.
can,
get
yeah, if I can
older
get it, then I'll
sets?
let you know. What?
Can you get older sets? Like
Yeah.
n- anything non ultra modern? Because I just don't really do that
Oh,
often.
no, I mean not for retail. Like everything's Scarlet Violet. For it, like anything that's gonna be retail prices, Scarlet Violet stuff. Like they still had base a couple weeks ago, like
Mm.
Scarlet Violet base and Snow Hazard Clayburst for some reason. I mean, it just gets bought up quick. Not for we know what the reason is, but it
Mhm.
just gets up. I've never see it in there.
Clayburst
Yeah.
Snow
had
Hazard's always there.
the Iono.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the other one had Grusha.
yeah.
Grusho, was it iFOMO just found out it's a dude
Yeah, I just found out
recently?
last week.
I which card is
Is
that?
that
Let me
really a dude? Like,
It,
also,
The
I
one
was
looking through
super
the
weirded
window.
out. I was super weirded out when I found out that Gita is in fact a chick. Isn't
Yeah.
Gita a chick?
Yep.
Yeah,
uh-huh.
and bro, so confusing.
Wait, Grusha's a guy.
Yep.
This
Grusho's a
blue
guy.
haired.
Yeah, bro.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, I get
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
so what is the dude with the mushroom top pink hair? That is a dude, right? I
What?
think his name's Oliver. Olivier or
Oh.
something like that.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, that Olivier. I think.
Etzel, yeah. Well, that could be a girl name too. Like Olivia.
I have no
Well,
idea.
Olivier is a last name, as far as I know. I worked for a company called Olivier Corporation before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are they in Ohio?
Nah,
I'm just kidding.
they were based right here in California.
In
Skip it.
Ohio.
Oh,
Skip
you're
it.
just
You're
giving
asking the
away your.
right questions. We'll find. We're gonna find you, Bay.
Yeah, that light switch is
It's giving away your location.
Oh, it's
The
been a while
shadow is
since I worked
bouncing
for
off
that
of it.
company. It's all right.
It's funny.
By
Shook,
the
did
No,
you
way,
with how
watch?
late you're up, I figured you were on the West Coast.
would you
Always.
grade
Mhm.
these?
Would I?
Yeah,
The
would you
The
first
grade
two?
these?
Lechonk.
I don't really
I
grade
don't know. Maybe not
Japanese.
the Lechonk.
The Lechonk, maybe?
I would grade the Lechonk.
Maybe
Yeah.
the first two.
See,
Lechonk's
these are
hyped, dude.
so
Yeah.
Lechonk. I've heard people like Lechonk. Mewtwo
Yeah.
probably,
Yeah,
but
that Me Too V Star is probably worth something.
what? How do you assess like margins? Do you already know off the top of your head the margins for these like Japanese cards?
They're
Pizza
supposed to be the
delivery
same, right?
pizza. Pizza delivery guy.
That Lechonk, I'm guessing like $15 grading. If you, I don't know how you got it for, but you could probably
I
sell it
got
for
it for free.
25, 30.
25, 30.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's what I was assessing. I mean, I look them up on Pokédata just to verify.
It won't be worth
Tamer,
the
what
grading
up?
fees.
But typically, do you notice in Japanese cards that there's like a
What's
certain
up, Tamer?
multiplier versus English?
Oh, like it's an X
Oh,
over
like in
a raw
general.
Or
price for a PSA 10, something like that.
Yeah, but what I'm
I
saying
get you.
is, like, on average, what is the
Multiplier for PSA
mul-
10 and Japanese cards over raw cards.
I would actually say, what is the multiplier for a PSA 10 for a raw card that costs $10, for a raw card that costs $20, for a raw card that's like $50, for example?
Yeah. Well, the
Mm.
multiplier would still be the same if you think about it. It doesn't matter if it's a 10, 20, or 50. If it's a 10x multiplier, it'll just be 10x times 50 versus 10x times 10. So the $10 card with a 10x multiplier would be a $100 card, right? For PSA 10. If it's a $50 card, it would be a $500 card for PSA 10. Still the same multiplier, 10x.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
Like
is, on average, what is the general multiplier?
for an
So,
illustration
like,
rare,
I'm
art
trying to
rare,
find you
it's like
what the multiplier is
50, 60
on
bucks
average. Yeah. So, like, what I was noticing before the boom is I would get
for a popular,
ten
more
ten
popular one.
dollar cards and then get them in a PSA 10 and sell them for 60 to $80, depending. Those were the margins.
Yeah.
Uh, and then if I shifted to 20 to $30 cards, I could get about like 100 to maybe 130, depending on the cards. Obviously, certain other cards are more. That
Okay,
was
so like a 4x.
So you're thinking it's
Yeah, so that was like the multiplier I would see in English back in the bear market. Now it's just all hell because
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was
it's all
gonna say
messed
it's
up.
kind of crazy, right?
It doesn't really matter, right? But I'm saying, like, for Java, for Shug, for people who deal with grading Japanese, what was the general multiplier back then? For
Back
like,
before the boom.
Yeah.
yes, for like, let's say a $10 card and a $20 card, because I assume there were different average multipliers for both, right?
Yeah, I didn't think of it as like a multiplier. Usually I looked I would buy cards if I knew I could get the card plus the grading cost and double my money. It's probably not the greatest way. Like if you're doing volume, you could get like smaller margins, but because I wasn't doing so much volume, I would just buy stuff that I knew like after all my cost all in, I could double my money or close to double my money.
Okay, so you were
But
targeting
which
specific cards.
when you're gambling, that's not too
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, it's
That's
pretty
good.
Yeah.
That's
good.
what I
Doubling your money never really hurt anything.
do a little mix of both these days because I just don't have time. So I
What's
just
up,
take a
Deadpool?
risk and go for the bulk.
What up?
Like,
Yeah, too, I was like before this, maybe before like I just started like reselling because I mean I was selling before like a couple years ago, and then I kind of burned out, took a break for like a year, and then maybe before the boom back in like
Chef Mike, what
September,
up?
well, August maybe I started selling again. It was like August, and then yeah, so I was out of it for like a year for a while, or just like buying and not selling. I bought a lot, um, but yeah,
Should.
buying and selling, and now you're selling again?
yeah,
Slowly?
I think we're all trying to
I,
get a little bit some shit
I'm
going.
I'm still not selling.
As far as
I
still
what do you
haven't
just
mean?
holding.
sold anything
I'm
yet.
selling the slabs when they
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
come back. But any raw cards, I don't feel the need yet.
Yeah, I'm not selling raw. One because I'm lazy and I don't want to list anything, and then two, I have never used the eBay standard envelope thing, so I'm not sure of how that all works.
It's
But
super easy.
um,
That's all I'm selling right now is raw.
Oh, nice. The Sunbreon.
It's pretty. It's
yeah,
beautiful.
It is
Didn't
a
who was it? Opossum Bud came out and said it's a Moonbreon. It's not really a Sunbreon.
Yeah.
yeah.
Is it
I don't
not
even
an
care. It's just a way to
explode?
identify. It's a way to like differentiate between the two. That's why I call it Sumbreon because if I say
Yeah.
Moonbreon, people are gonna be like, "Which Moonbreon?"
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Which one?
Mimi Brew is
Think
like Eclipse Breon.
Well, I was gonna say, what if it's an eclipse?
just call it
What
Dude,
if
it
it's
looks like
eclipse?
it
Umbreon
honestly looks like
EX.
a meteor. No, doesn't it look like a meteor?
Yeah, but that's why I think it could be like an eclipse. You know what I
Like
mean? Like,
What if
big
that's
ass
Yeah.
fireball.
foreshadowing Umbreon's new move?
What's up, Chef Mike?
Only on
Then
TCG player for him. That's where he's selling.
This we haven't talked about it. Have we talked about anything?
I I don't
Talked
think
about
so.
tag.
We talked about
We've just
barely
been
touched
like,
it.
This
We
isn't a show
have
about nothing.
just pulled a Leafeon Master Ball.
Bill,
I want to grade is PSA the best?
is PSA the best?
we talked about tag.
They're the most popular, yes.
Yeah,
They are the
for
most
value, I would
popular,
say.
and
Yeah.
for a lot of people, they're the most lenient.
Most
Which-
liquid for selling too.
That too.
It seems to be the safest, right? To put your money into if you're trying to get a return out of it and not risk too much.
Yeah, I would say yeah. That's why.
Yeah.
So how many years are we into Scarlet and Violet? 3?
Three.
And it
3. This
lasts
is the
for
third year.
4? Like typically
Yeah.
4 years.
Hmm.
How many sets?
This 3 already?
Yeah, it started in 2022, I
Yeah,
believe.
that's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, so we have this by the end of this year will be over, right?
How
We'll
many
be in the
sets are in a
next gen.
block?
In Japanese, it's like
It's like
12.
between 4 and 6, I think, for English, right?
No. We're on like
I think it's 9.
Terrazzle
9 sets
Festivals.
per year?
Oh, not per year, but per era.
Oh, it has to be more than 9, way more than
We're
9.
at like 10 right now, aren't we?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wait.
Per year,
So it's gonna be. We've got a whole
it's not 6.
other
9
year left of
sets
Scarlet and Violet.
This one's 9. This for Japanese, this is the ninth like regular expansion without like the half ones where it's like
Yeah, I was
so this
gonna
is
say some
SV9. I don't know.
some of them are halves. Yeah.
But I think Heatwave is like SV9A or something. The next one.
So that makes 10 for us, I guess. Since you have 2
Yeah,
half
I don't know.
sets.
I mean,
Wait, no, maybe
We could
not. I
probably
don't.
look it up. We could probably look it up. Let me check it out on Google.
I feel like we still got a long ways to go. We've already 9 to 10 sets. How
yeah,
many
I
do
mean,
we
but
have
this is
in?
the last year, right? This will be the once this year's over, we'll be moving into the next generation if everything goes like it has been over the past, or since Pokemon
But we're
has
not
been doing
getting
this.
Gen 10's not coming out till like 2 years from now. So we've got
Oh, really?
right.
I have
What
no idea.
I could be wrong, but I thought it was 2026. It
like
would be.
Sword and Shield was lasted 4 years, right?
Wait, I got them all up, bro. I can see exactly how
Or am
many
I
we've
just
had.
am I tripping?
One area's the last 5
Yeah, Sword
years.
and Shield's 4 years.
And we're only 3 years
We've had
into this
12.
one.
We've had 12 sets. We're about to release the 13th one.
How many Sword and Shield sets did we have?
Sword and Shield, let me check. But let me tell you which ones are Scarlet and Violet. We start off with base set, Paldea Evolved, Obsidian Flames, 151, Paradox Rift is number 5, Paldean Fates, Temporal Forces, Twilight Masquerade, Shrouded Fable, Stellar Crown, that's 10, Surging Sparks, Prismatic Evolutions, and then that new one that's coming out in, what is it, March, April?
Yeah, something like that.
So now we're gonna, you said look up Sword and Shield, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Sword and Shield. I feel like Sword and Shield had like 14, but
So we're almost. So we're gonna like I was watching Slab podcast and Greeny brought this up too. There's a lull year.
oh,
If we're caught up with
It's the
sets
first
already
year.
within 3 years versus Sword and Shield's 4 years, there's an extra little. We're not gonna have a generation, but we're not gonna have Scarlet and Violet. And he was like, he kind of equated it to like Diamond and Pearl, but then you had Platinum. It wasn't a new generation. It was like a mini
Well, you could argue that with
reprint sets.
the
Or like after
Pros.
Neo, it was Legendary Collection or Call of Legends for Hard Gold Soul Silver. Like they were standalone little blocks that lasted for a year or so, right? So I'm thinking like,
Hmm,
what if? Okay,
I don't know.
I was trying to put this together. Like China just got the gym boxes that's got Horizons, and then we get a calendar every year that marks the days of the anime episodes. But this year only, like no other year, they marked on the calendar for the anime people. They marked it for them to watch Pokemon Presents. So it's like, are we gonna get a movie? Are we gonna get a set that involves the anime? Are we gonna get the Chinese set, or you know what I mean?
Oh,
You guys tracking?
Yeah, yo, we got 16 sets in Sword and Shield. I have them all in front of me. They're just not in order, but we got 16 sets
But that
released for
There's
that's
Sword
like
and
only
Shield.
for
only four
English, right?
left. Yeah,
so
Yeah.
for every year?
Yeah, for a year. So this would be the
Yeah,
last year.
roughly.
And from Sword and Shield, we moved right into
That is
Scarlet and Violet, right?
nuts. It
Well,
There
feels
was
actually,
like
no like.
so much
wait
more.
a
yeah.
second. Wait a second. There's one missing. I don't see Crown Zenith on the list, so we could add one more to the list. 17.
Huh.
Yeah, because I see Evolving Skies, Brilliant Stars, Lost Origin, Vivid Voltage, Fusion Strike, Silver Tempest, Astral Radiance, Shining Fates, Celebrations, Pokemon Go, Champion's Path, Chilling Reign, Battle Styles, Sword and Shield Base, Rebel Clash, Darkness Ablaze. Crown
That's
Zenith
still
was missing from.
3 sets, and we get a set like every other 2 months, something like that, maybe. So far, we have. It feels like.
We know of 2 sets coming up. There's the one that's coming out in it's either March or April, I can't remember. It's that the Battle Partners one, right?
Yeah, I'm just
And
figuring
then
out.
Working
we
I'm
have the
just
together.
one,
trying to
the
figure out how
Ho-Oh
the
set.
time frame will end up.
And then we
Like they
have the
can't
30th
only have
coming up.
right, which is
That's going to
also,
be during this era.
is that the same year as Generation 10,
Uh,
the 30th?
oh. Do you think the 30th will start the new era? No, it'd be too early, right?
I don't know. I just think we're
I
gonna
don't
get
know.
like
What's up, Katie?
a mini block
I
of
get what you mean.
Horizons or something.
What do you guys? How do you guys feel about if they release the sets like they did the Japanese sets, like where they weren't like two Japanese sets didn't make an English set? Like, what if they just started? Would you
I
guys like
think
that better?
so.
I would like it if every set mirrors every other set in different languages. That way, our Surging Sparks is everybody else's, and vice versa. I
Yeah.
would like it. It would make it consistent, no matter what the language. You know the
And
tier list.
I
then
think it
You know
might
what you're
raise
getting.
also
the single prices too, or Japanese a
it would
little
be
bit.
bad for me because I mean Japanese cards, a lot of people buy them because they can't wait for the English cards. But I feel like it would be better too if they released the English set the same time as the Japanese set. Like that would be I think supply would be like people wouldn't be buying up Japanese boxes like
Well,
crazy.
Yeah.
you could still do a staggered release in different countries because I've heard that certain sets are also released in different countries over like in Europe, different time frames. Even if the
Yeah.
set's the same, you're still gonna have the people that want to buy the Japanese set because I can't wait till I get it in English. I need to have it now for either content or the FOMO that they
Well,
experience
that's what he's
or the
saying.
simple fact that they want to be first to grade, get that 10, jump into the market. So I still see potential for people to still be hyped about it. Japan still getting first dibs, releasing it before everybody else would still work in your favor in that sense, even if they mirror each other, language to language.
I'm just saying I would prefer even though I take advantage of that Japanese releasing earlier than the English set. I
Mhm.
would prefer it, like as a collector that if like English released the same time as Japanese,
Yeah.
just
Oh,
because
that
it would
would be
make it easier for me to get boxes.
You would have to,
Um,
at that point, you got to choose, or some
Yeah.
people at least.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
Let
would
me
think
be
there's
mention
just
this.
a
easier
lot
to
of
throw
demand for
together.
like the Japanese boxes because like whatnot streamers, like you were saying, like the rip and shippers are trying to get the boxes right away because it's the new thing to have on their stream. I think a lot of that, if they didn't need to get the Japanese boxes, they wouldn't. They would get the English, you know.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
would want that because people would immediately go for the English stuff, giving you the opportunity to go for the Japanese. And since nobody's getting the Japanese, you can get it super cheap. That would
Yeah.
actually be a very, very nice play.
Yeah. Let me just mention a couple people in the chat because I know I haven't really been looking over at the chat. Tamer Haddadin. I think I messed up your last name there. What's up, Tamer? I know it's Tamer because I saw him in a chat earlier, and he said Tamer like hammer. So that
Okay.
because I
Ah,
used to always
okay.
say Tamer. So I'm like, all
That's
right,
what I was saying.
Tamer Haddadin.
Doug, what up?
El Deadpool fan. How's it going? Thank you so much for jumping in, El Deadpool fan. Chef Mike. Chef Mike, how's it going? Thank you so much for jumping in today with us here on the podcast.
Appreciate you guys.
Katie Jade, thank you so much, bud, for coming by. Thank you so much for answering the call on the Discord promotions. It's always very, very nice to have you here with us. So, yeah, what is up, Doug? How's it going, dude? Thank you so much for hopping in. Mahalo.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, what's up, Soam? Yeah. What up?
I'm about to show you guys that eBay store though. It's got me excited.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Oh yeah,
Let's
the
check it out.
Japanese seller.
Yeah. I can't. I'll show you later. Off stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought you were gonna show and
No,
tell,
can't.
bro.
No, can't do that. I just
Do
found
that.
them today. It's a little.
One
The
of these
prices
days
are
I
there
was
too.
actually thinking about checking
Blinky,
out
blinky.
checking out sellers on eBay,
Does
or at least just showing you guys how like, I source personally, or if anyone wants to see how I source in the chat.
All right. I got one thing I wanted to bring up. Who posted that video of Tag missing that white dot on the back of the card, and then Tag going back and changing the details to the grade report after the
Yeah.
fact?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes me lose a little bit of faith in Tag. I'm sorry. Just for the simple fact that after you receive your card, they can go back and say, oh, we missed it. There was that quality assurance check where it should have been caught
But
before it got shipped out.
would you rather them not fix it though? They fixed it.
If
They
they
did their.
fixed
They
it,
did what
deserves
they're.
to change the score, in my opinion. They kept the 10. They just added the detail under the tag report. I don't think it's as pristine, and why didn't it show up on the scans prior?
The grade I agree with.
Mm.
Like maybe it could have been knocked down.
Yeah, and
But whatever
if they
their
would have
point
knocked down the
scale
grade,
is,
I would have agreed with it at that point. But even then, that's scary because what if that individual sold that card off immediately as a 10 because it had the 10 on it? Next person gets it, it gets knocked down. Now it's a 8 or a 9. They had no freaking idea. They bought it online through an
That's what-
eBay seller because it had the 10 on it.
that's what everybody
Like,
does with
do they get their
PSA,
money back?
anyways. No.
Does PSA change the labels though after the fact, or do they just stay out in circulation?
No, PSA
Like
doesn't
if they
care.
got a
But
dinger in them.
you're most likely not buying a true 10 when you buy a 10 anyways, you know? So it's like, at least they corrected themselves. At least they acknowledged it was fucked up. But I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else they could have done. It's like a shitty situation.
They could have.
It's like you said, it's like it sucks that it's like a not it doesn't suck, it's just scary that they can go in there and just change the report.
Yeah.
And after the fact that it's graded and they give you your report and the reason why you got your grade. And
Yep.
that's not in there previously, but like I
Yep.
don't know how else they would have handled it.
What? Yes, I got a perfect way. They could have bought the card back. They could have got the card sent back,
Yeah.
had another PSA or not PSA 10, tag 10 variant for that card. Let's say they would have sourced another card, had a 10, given the replacement to the guy, or bought it out at whatever the market value is for a 10 because they fucked up and they put a 10 on it. But they would have gotten it off the market and then destroy it or break the slab and lose that cert so it could never fuck someone else over because it's not truly a 10. It's buying your defective product back,
It was a
removing it
pretty
from the market.
obvious it was a pretty obvious white spot too, right?
Yeah, right.
I
in
think
the
I saw the
center of
video and I
fucking
was like,
card
it's
in the back.
yeah, it was like right on the Pokeball, the red part, like this white dot.
I think they're
How did
supposed
it
to
miss
be.
it?
I think they're supposed to
Well,
review if
Greeny
the
also
machine missed
censored the
anything
card.
after the fact as well.
The machine missed it, and the second person that does the quality assurance check. To me, that's kind of shitty.
I don't know how
If you're
old that
trying to
video is either.
differentiate yourself from others and saying, well, we're like a little better, we're a little more foolproof because of the AI that goes into it. All right, if the AI missed it, I understand that you're working on it, you're making it better, but the human missed it too. And it was very visually apparent. It wasn't like a small thing that you needed to zoom in, get it under the correct light. It was right there, smack dab in the middle of the fucking thing.
One
Yeah.
thing though is that their grading standards could be very low. Like maybe you are allowed to have a flaw that big and you still get a tag 10.
All right. If
And
that's the
if
case,
that's the case, then they need to work on that clearly, right? But
We need to check
I
how
don't
old
think
that video is too.
I don't think it
well,
would be the AI, and if it was, I feel like that would be pretty defective of the AI. I mean, why would you
let me
be
check.
using that technology in the first place?
It was in your Discord, right? Merc.
Yeah.
Let
I'd
me
be
check
willing
how
to
old the
bet
video.
though, in the long run, I mean, assuming that tag is sticking around for a little while, in the next few years, I would I would guess that they're gonna have less uh not like non true tens than PSA will have.
You think Tag will have
I
less
think
It's
Tag
the
will
non-10?
have
hope.
less discrepancies on tens. Um, that's just my guess. If they stay here for the next couple years, I think they'll have less
Okay,
cards where you look at it and it's a 10 and you're like, well, it's got all these issues. I think PSA you could probably do that way easier.
I get you. February 15th is the video. It's literally like a week ago.
Okay.
It's new, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty obvious that white spot. And that was yeah, like the most concerning part, like you said, is the fact that they can go in there after and change the report.
Yeah, I'm on the video right now.
And what if they
Um,
don't what if they change it and they don't tell you? Like, I mean, they didn't do that, but what if they like you have some cards and there people are in there changing the reports after the fact? Some employee for I don't know what
You
reason, but
know that
that's kind
that's
of
possible.
yeah.
I mean, eventually that's, well, not necessarily going to happen, but it's a huge liability if they can.
Yeah.
and then it also opens it up to what if they get their system hacked? We now know that it can be changed remotely. If some bad actor gets to hack their system because they're holding them ransom, which happens to a lot of companies, their information ransomware or whatever, um, everybody can get all their grades fucked overnight. The market can be completely disrupted overnight. Everybody who puts so much money into tag slabs that are worth this much overnight, that can be upended because of somebody that allowed somebody access into their system inadvertently. It's a big security risk.
Yeah. That's worst case scenario. The tag
Yeah.
apocalypse.
Not to
Kind of
discourage
like
you.
that other company that got robbed, right? There was that other company that got robbed and
Hmm.
everybody lost all their submissions
In the
because they
UK,
didn't have security measures in place. There was no security cameras in that room. The access control was shit. Anybody was able to enter that room without like badging in or signing in, leaving a trail of their access.
How do we know this? Randolph Pokemon. I think that was the.
I don't know how things operate in the UK, so, so I'm not going to comment on that, but it
There was a
sucks.
video that came out on that, I think.
Yeah, and I think from what I heard, he's doing better.
Yeah.
I
Best wishes.
So wish him all the best on that, but that's way beyond my pay grade. They need to bring detectives in for that stuff and figure
Yeah.
out what the hell happened. Because that's going to come out of his pocket, and he can't be paying for that every single time it happens, whether it's easy or not.
Yeah.
What do you guys think we're getting for Pokemon Presents?
A
Hmm.
list of mega evolutions. I think
The
Mm.
the full
uh,
list.
The
mm,
Megas.
maybe they'll announce like, hey, you'll get like 50 new megas or 40 new megas. And then they should be announcing the region variant Pokemon, not the official Pokemon, but they should be announcing that there's gonna be a region variant.
Like for the game?
For the next gen?
Yes,
Oh, for the game. Okay.
for the game. And I assume that has something to do with uh, this era. I don't think this still is for the next era.
You're
After all of
lagging.
this with the game, then I think they're gonna start transitioning to the new era, right?
Yeah.
I think
It
you're
should be.
right. I think we've
I
got one
mean,
more year.
Yeah,
close
I
to the
think so.
end. You're lagging a little bit, FOMO.
Yeah.
I
Do
mean,
you
it's
think they'll
it's
give us a
better
sneak
now.
peek
It's.
into what's gonna come in Gen 10?
They
I hope
should.
so.
It's
They could give us little teasers, right? Maybe.
they give little teasers at the end. and they talk about the current game that they're making. And I think that's during Presents, unless it's some other time of the year where they do the announcement.
What's what's
Maybe
that the like the Dragonite that's been delivering packages and stuff? Have you guys seen that video? Like a little mini series for Pokemon they're coming
Oh,
out with.
that's bringing the
Oh,
Dragonite.
okay.
So there's that Dragonite WB Presents, that movie promo, right?
Yeah.
It's that Dragonite that's flying with the satchel. It was a Black Star promo from, I think, Wizards of the Coast era. It's now canon in that cartoon, right? There's like a little series, and I think it was that Dragonite, and there's like a little boy that you see in the trailer too.
Is it already out yet, or is it
I don't know if it's out yet, but I,
okay?
I did see that. Yeah,
Is it a YouTube series or is it a Netflix thing or?
I
I'm
don't
not
know
sure.
yet.
I know that they have a few things that were coming out through the Pokemon YouTube channel, right? It could be a little mini series that they throw on there, maybe.
I think we're getting Mega Dragonite.
Dude, Mega Dragonite would be pretty
Oh
sick.
my god! They
That
better
would
not
be
ruin it.
freaking sick.
Let me turn
Just
this switch off.
speculating.
Like
Also,
a
Niantic
hardcore
needs
looking
Mega
Dragonite.
Dragonite. And see, the whole speculation back in the Mega days was that they couldn't give Dragonite Mega because you know how every Pokemon needs a Meteorite Stone in order
Mhm.
to Mega Evolve? So
Yeah.
Dragonites would be a Dragoniteite. That
Mm.
wouldn't work in the whole phrasing. So they either had to omit it or they never even thought of giving Dragonite a Mega to begin with. So people are like really wanting for there to be a Dragonite Mega.
That'd be
think
dope.
it's possible.
Are we getting
Hey,
Charizard Z?
Hope
Yes,
no.
and Mewtwo Z because
I
they're
was,
easy.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say one
I
thing.
mean, yeah.
Remember that thing we were talking about for tag for that Venusaur that got cracked and it had that white dot on the back? Originally, it was a PSA 9. When they cracked it, send it into tag. Tag made it a 10, even though it had that white spot. But PSA, I think, caught it because it was a PSA 9.
Mm.
This is
Probably
a
should have
different card
been.
than what we were just talking about.
No, that's the one we're talking about.
Oh.
I'm in the video right now because
Or
I kept
yeah.
thinking it was a PSA 10 that got sent over there, and it's a tag 10, but it had that white dot. It was a PSA 9 that got sent to tag, became a tag 10. Then they went back and fixed it and went, oh, it's still a 10, but yeah, this is in the report now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What
We're gonna buy Logan Paul's Pikachu Illustrator.
We got to pull all our money together and still
Actually, I got all
still
this
not have
bulk.
enough?
Trade them for it.
You trade
Yeah.
him the bulk. There
Yeah,
you
we
go.
can trade
Yeah,
all our shit.
Vs.
Yeah.
We got all the good V's and stuff.
We'll let
You
him
know,
come on the podcast if he
Gotta get the
gives it to us.
intes, FOMO. Yeah.
he can tell us all about his new crypto ideas.
Do the deal on our live.
Jesus Christ, he's probably gonna announce a meme coin soon.
Oh,
Does he not have one already?
didn't he? He already did, right?
It's probably gonna be called rug pull.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
involved in
Yeah, the rug.
wasn't there like some sort of coin that he was involved promoting that like scammed a bunch of people and he had to apologize
Crypto
over?
Zoo.
Which
Yeah,
one was
something
that?
like that.
It's like Crypto
Ah,
Zoo or
It
something.
was like his website though. Like you put the eggs
It
It was like
together and
NFTs,
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
freaking eggs never
Yeah.
hatched.
yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's waiting.
Yeah, somebody was saying too. I think
All right.
he doesn't even own the full percentage of his card. Like he sold 49% of that Pikachu Illustrator to other people, like
Yeah,
an
to
NFT almost.
take their money.
He
I
was
wonder
doing
where the money went.
fractional shares. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
so he's
started
got to
this
pay all that
thing
back or
called
what?
fractional shares
Probably
for
not.
cards.
Yep, I remember
And
that.
some people bought into it, but it's not legit. He fully owns that card.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he keeps it.
I mean,
in
He's
his wallet,
selling it
right?
right now. Do what?
Dude, I wish I would have bought like a percentage and then
selling
been
it
like,
right
bro,
now,
can
right?
let me hold it. Let
Yeah.
me hold it.
All right.
I don't know why you'd sell it if you were like, out there like what's his name? The guy that sings the song?
Post Malone.
Jason Page.
I don't know.
Post
Hey,
Malone.
I'm
Just
just
naming
kidding.
random
you know
guys.
what?
Post
Give me
Malone.
$20 and I'd just be posting at the collecticons, bro. Just here, $20. Easy, bro. Easiest $20 ever.
Dude, if it's a Collecticon, they're gonna charge you $50 plus to get a fucking picture. First off,
There
no
you
artist charges $20 for a damn photo at Collecticon to begin with.
I would take a
We get
go.
picture
Jason
and
Page to
make a
sign the
fucking
Pikachu
big ass
illustrator.
mural.
Oh my god, dude. And devalue it completely
Could
overnight?
you imagine the people's reactions, like Opossum Bud seeing Jason Page signing a Pikachu illustrator?
Dude,
That would be awesome.
They should,
I
yeah,
think
they
people
should
would start a
collab
riot.
for sure.
I'd pay for fractional shares for that. Yes, I would pay fractional shares to see that happen.
Yeah.
Let's see here. All right. You guys want to tackle that subject from my big
Oh,
long ass rant the other day now, or
Summarize it. Summarize it.
Yeah.
you
The
think
quick
it'd be
version.
worthy of tackling or nah? Straight up.
What does it entail? What is it? Uh,
and the
like
rabbit
a
hole we go.
distribution situation?
All right. So right now, as the current state of the market is, right? Again, stoner rant here, everybody. Opossum, don't burn me at the stake for this one. But all right, check it out. So right now, as it is, as the current market is, it's hard, right? If people want to buy something, when it releases, when they would go to the Pokemon Center online to try to order it, oh, the bots got everything. Oh, it's sold out within minutes, right? That's the first roadblock. Second roadblock, it's release day. Oh, there's a bunch of lines. Everything got sold out within 2-3 minutes of opening. People are following the people that are restocking. They're like literally like stalking them, it seems, right? And it seems like nobody can get cards unless you buy from a reseller or you buy from the secondary market, somebody online, or you buy from a rip and shipper, right? And that is also pricing a lot of people out of it. It's making it like the Wild West, right? A box is worth 120 this week. Fuck it. Next week it's $180. Why? Because it just sold out on the Pokemon Center. There's no more of these booster boxes. If you fucking want it, that's what the market's charging, right? But people are like arguing at the same time, why can't we receive it at MSRP when back then nobody wanted it at MSRP? MSRP was too high at a certain point. But now MSRP is where we want it, right? So I thought about it. And again, stupid stoner rant here, just going down the fucking rabbit hole. People right now want MSRP. People right now, they sort of want regulation in a way. They think somebody needs to step in, fix this mess. Somebody needs to step in, fix this mess going on with the scalpers or the resellers or the collectors who are just amassing hordes of this and keeping it in their basement. No matter what, there's a lot of finger pointing going around, right? Certain people are like, I can't even get packs to rip. I just want to get some cards for my collection. But they're like, I can't even afford singles because the big boom is making singles go stupid as well, right? Cards that were worth $15 are now worth 60. Why? Because of buyouts and this and that. So I'm like, okay, they want regulation. They want someone to step in. They're asking Pokemon to fix it in a way. And I got sort of inspired in this idea by the release of Pokemon Pocket, Pokemon TCG Pocket. In Pokemon TCG Pocket, you get 2 free packs per day. You rip these packs, you could get these cards, right? But they want you to buy more packs. They want you to collect all the cards. The whole point of the app is you can buy more packs, keep ripping packs for those cards you need.
Mm-hmm.
As you're ripping packs, you get pack points. And now you accumulate these pack points, right? Let's say you ripped 100 packs because you had 2 packs free for 50 days in a row, right? You have so many pack points accumulated.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't pulled all these fucking cards you need, but you don't see the point in spending real life money to get more packs, to get a shot at pulling a card, right? You need a specific card. Like, let's say you need a regular fucking uncommon Ivysaur. You can go in there and use your pack points to buy the cards. The cards are set a specific price
Like you're
of pack
saying
points.
Pokemon sell singles?
Yes, It's sold by a rarity. All the Pokemon of the same expansion of the same rarity are the same price. It doesn't matter if it's a more famous or popular Pokemon. Pikachu does not cost you more than Doug Trio
Well, they would
if
just
they're
buy
both a regular common card. It's
it'd
a set price,
just
like an
be more
MSRP.
buyouts.
So check it out. If Pokemon doesn't necessarily print more, they print the same or scale it down a little, but a portion of what they print, they don't complete the product and instead they hold singles of all those cards. As they release the product onto the market, they release the set list, and every card is set at an MSRP based on the rarity for the pull rate because a Moon Bunny is just as hard to pull as maybe the Sylveon SIR. If they're both
But
SIRs, they're both the same
how would
rarity.
you
They're
decide the
both the
how would Pokemon take it upon themselves to decide the price of
okay.
those cards dependent upon rarity?
All right. How does the market decide right now? Right now, it's the Wild West. First person
Yeah,
to
but
go
you're
to
taking the
market
market
sets it
out
at a
of it
price,
until
and
everybody
if
buys them out.
people, well, go ahead. I cut you off there.
I was saying um I said it's you're taking it off the market until everybody buys them out eventually anyways. So how would they set the price for them?
That's why they're setting the new MSRP.
Yeah.
They would establish what it's worth based on how many cards are printed in that run, based on how hard it is to actually get it, because they do have the true pull rate data since they're creating the cards and they're printing the cards themselves. They know just how hard it is to pull a specific card. And again, it's not based on the Pokemon by popularity. It's going to be based on the card by rarity type. All the gold cards will be the same. All the rainbow cards are going to be the same. All the SIRs are the same. All the IRs are the same. It gets released immediately upon the set release. And you, as a collector, can decide, do I want to buy product and still try to get my hands at some product? Or do I just want to buy the cards at the MSRP that Pokemon says is fair before it gets hyperinflated in the market and it goes from one day it's a $12 card, the next day it's a $20 card. The MSRP that Pokemon sets in the beginning tells you, are you buying it at a fair rate or not? Is it sticking close to MSRP or are you paying 2 to 3 times over the MSRP that Pokemon said? Because you now have that avenue where even if it's out of stock in Pokemon, you wait until the restock, until the reprint, and you get everything through them directly. It does disrupt the secondary market, but at the end of the day, they get more cards out to more people. The players who need it for their decks, who need 4 copies, you no longer have to pull it. You no longer have to go across town to different stores to get copies of cards to build up a deck. You now go to Pokemon directly. You get 4 copies. You know what you're getting. They're going to be real. It takes away the counterfeits from the market in that essence because you're going through the reputable source. Pokemon already has everything in order for it. They have the website. You just add the items on your website. It's another section to your store. They already have marketing. You market it alongside the sets. When people get ETBs, go to Pokemon.com now and
Yeah.
get the cards you're missing that you didn't pull in your set today. Boom. Like, I feel they have the infrastructure necessary in place to be able to pull it off, dude.
I don't think they want to though. I think they want to handle they already get
We need
rid
to
of their
release as
product as
much
soon
as
as possible.
possible and make the
A
most
lot of
amount of
work.
money possible. But I mean, honestly, it wouldn't be a bad idea if they took it upon themselves
It's
to start not sending these things to retail stores and
it's a good idea in theory.
people people asking for distributions. If they took it upon themselves to do it, though, they probably alter the MSRP, and it would be weird.
Yeah, and
It would
Well,
not be a
that's
$10
if
card would not be
MSRP
$10
matters.
MSRP on the Pokemon Center, bro. You know
but that's
that.
the thing. What makes the $10 card $10? Because a lot of cards that came out that were IRs that were going for $1 or 2, we agreed that they were all undervalued. But if they go to $30, they're overvalued. Do we think that their proper value is at $5 or $10? And what does establish their value if it's not their pull rate? It's just based off the popularity. This MSRP only does set an initial price point. After the market can take off later and say, well, Sylveon's more popular, so Sylveon's more bought out, so it's gonna
Well,
cost more
you're adding
because there's less copies around.
TCG player to the Pokemon Center basically because
You can't give
the market's
big
already
companies like
deciding.
that much control.
Yeah.
That is not healthy.
But
I think
it also solves the issue of how people are saying, why is there no limits to what people can buy? For the longest, there was all these people buying cases of product when it was bountiful and nobody batted an eye. But now if you buy 4 ETVs, you're a dirty scalper.
Well, I should be able to buy what I want to buy when I want to buy it, however much I
And
want
that
to buy.
yeah, and that is how it technically is because
Morality.
it is a free market. But if you load up a shopping cart full of it and everybody's like, "Yo, I didn't get shit," it looks bad. This is another avenue for everybody to have access to
Yeah.
every specific card they want. If you just want a grade, just buy your Umbreons directly from Pokemon. Don't rip product to pull it. Don't buy it from another store where tomorrow it's worth twice as much as it was yesterday because now everything got bought out from the market overnight and this is what it's worth because this is what people are paying. You just go directly to the source
I would
and you
st-
get your clean copy.
I have a question.
I would argue
Yeah.
it gets
Um,
bought out.
so for you, Bays, as a collector, like your channel is all about opening and completing master setting all these different TCGs.
Yeah.
Would you, if like all these TCGs that you're wanting to master set, if they were available just to go buy and like a cheaper MSRP, would you do that or would you still want to open it?
Well,
So I
I
feel
would
like you're
still want
taking
to
out the
open it.
chase completely if you do that.
I,
There's like no chase, and then it for the people that don't care about the chase, it it cannibalizes kind of the booster packs and the booster boxes, like the sales of those products. So I don't know if Pokemon would be okay with that, but yeah, would you still like as a collector? I feel like for me personally, I like the chase. Like it's exciting, you know.
yeah.
There's no excitement if I can just go buy it online.
Well, that's the thing. Right now, I can go buy everything online through a local TCG store. I can go buy a master set, buy every card off their shelf for a specific set. I don't do that. I still chase. I still
Mm,
get packs even when they're harder to get.
yeah.
I would still get packs. I feel that the demand for packs would go down because new people that are entering that just want specific cards, players that are still building decks that aren't necessarily trying to buy packs because they're trying to rip it open, they're trying to source new cards from a new expansion for their deck. I feel this is just another avenue to help appease those or please those people. And it takes a little bit of the demand off the sealed product at the same time. It makes it a little bit less profitable for the resellers. There's less of a demand for it.
And all the
They don't pick up
stores as
as much
well.
of it. I get more available also.
That actually
Yeah.
works for the Pokemon company because they'll make more money off of it.
You think they'll make more?
Yeah, I think they could.
would. I think the cost to get
Selling
all this
singles.
procedure done would be expensive, but they would make more money out of it because there would be less for the resellers.
Just print
And
But
sheets
they
how
of
would,
would
one
the
type
cost
of
be
card.
expensive?
it would basically be you you would be the first you would be the barrier between the customers. I mean, Pokemon would be the barrier between getting product. And then it's open to the secondary market.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, everything on the Pokemon Center is gonna have to sell out for there to be any sort of um,
And it
organic
does.
Collectability.
over time.
It does.
Because
They stop printing a
I
set.
also
They
think
go
they
to the
would
next one.
overprice
The
everything too.
next set list is open. They stop providing the old one. They only provide it while
they
we're here
did,
during this set.
I feel like if they did that, they could print to demand in a certain fashion.
Okay, let me ask about.
To the current demand, but not future demand.
So
It's
this,
always a
Of
collectible item.
course, of
There's
course.
always new people that enter. It's always a
Absolutely.
product that changes hands. Some product gets lost in floods, fires, theft. It gets replaced. They need more copies.
so the
But
And
when
it
they
demands.
is
do, they need a different strategy instead of like, oh, we're gonna make a lot of product, and if it runs out, it runs out. Because how did that work this last time?
well, that's
They're
the
stuck
thing though.
reprinting product, and they have so much other stuff to do that they don't have time for anything.
If you look at how much cards they print, every year they print more and more. This past year, I think it was their biggest printed year, right? Yet we don't find product. It's sold out everywhere. They print more and it's sold out everywhere. It's gone. They're not able to satisfy that demand. And in my situation, you don't even print more. You scale back production. You don't need the components to make an ETV, the components to make a booster box. You already printed the damn cards. You don't even need the wrappers for the cards. You just print the fuckers and you put them aside. And all the number one cards are here. All the number two cards are here. All the number threes are here. You already have your storage area that you were keeping that product in when it was
It's,
bulkier and other packaging. You're
it
decreasing
sounds
your
easier.
price.
It sounds easier. It sounds like
So
They could optimize it in a way where it doesn't come in a expensive foil pack, for example. I mean, there are ways that they could optimize that 100%.
Yeah,
It's just,
I don't have
are they
everything
willing to
down
go
on
that
it,
extra mile?
but it's just a rough idea. You get me? Like I just thought about it. Like think about it this way. If we think that every card is worth a specific amount, right? When the new set comes out, does that trend follow suit? And oh, this card was worth about this much in this set. And if that card gets printed again down the road in a different way, but it's the same type of card, like let's say Pikachu EX and Paldea Evolved, EX and Surging Sparks, both of them regular EX, both of them a Pikachu, both of them really hyped. What's the price difference between both of them?
I don't know prices.
I don't know.
I think Paldea Evolved was about $2 for a while. The Surging Sparks one was almost $10. It was like a 5x value. They're both from the same era. They're both Pikachu's. They're both regular EX cards. What makes one 5x over the other when it
Demand,
should be more readily available because it's a set that's printed closer to our current time?
Demand and hype.
And the
demand.
set itself too.
Supply, I guess.
So
Yeah.
back to pricing. How would Pokemon price these? I'm guessing
Well,
the goal is to make them more available, right? So you would have to
historical data.
you'd have to price them cheaper, right?
Yeah, definitely. Because for them,
So
they
like
print the card. It's like they're printing money. They
yeah,
print the
they're
card
just
and
they
they
would
have
have
to
a
have their
certain
operational costs down. They need to make a
yeah
certain amount per each card.
yeah they're gonna make very minimal because they're doing high volume and they want it to
Yes.
make it more available to consumers, so the price is gonna be less. But what's to stop some whale going in there and just buying out everything?
Oh, they put limits. They have to start putting
Their
limits,
store could definitely put limits in place.
and it has to
Yeah,
be. We cannot be putting limits of 3 to 5. That's ridiculous. It needs to be 1 to 2. They should
I
have
feel like
No,
the
done
same thing
but
would
in my
happen
way, you
though.
need four to build up the
So,
deck.
since this demand started, since Surging Sparks, we've
more
had
to build that.
3 English sets after that. Like, all it takes is, why haven't they, like, they
There's
don't
a
have to
big
reprint anything, but why haven't they just, from the time of Surging Sparks to Journey Together, why haven't they just increased the amount that they're printing of a specific set so far?
That's something we touched about last time because of
Because,
the amount of time it takes from the beginning of printing the product to actually getting it to the end consumer.
well,
Even
the
Danny Phantom was saying it's like an 8 or 10 month process. Like when you print the card all the way to the end to where it's packaged, sent through transportation, goes through distribution, and gets to the customer.
well, there's turning up the amount that they're doing,
Now, so 6 months
but
down the road, we might see it.
not really at all, because
Well,
CNA Games is the worst allocations he's gotten so far. So,
Yeah, but
There's
we
just more
don't know
demand
how
though.
much Mason is getting, or how much, at what level of distribution he's at. Let's say.
well, I'm just wondering why haven't they had like 2 sets later and it's still not increased the amount that they're putting out. I don't
there's
understand
capacity
why.
issues to what they could make also. Like
Maybe
we
they're
do got to
taking
think
in
about
too
that.
many. Maybe they're taking in too many customers, the distro, so they have to evenly supply it off to each and every one of them. So the pool just becomes really, really small at that point. And if you're only part of one distro, you're gonna get minimal amounts of product
Yeah, but
versus
have
Check
if
they?
this out.
Do you think they've
you have
increased
multiple.
anything at all? Because for Shug's he could only pre-order 1 box, right? For
Wait,
Battle
Yeah.
Partners, like
I
so
Yeah,
got
they're
it was
not.
5 previously, and then now it's just 1, or it was
I got
1.
the perfect
But
answer.
I think it's just hype. I think it's sorry, really quick. I think it's just there's so many people excited about Pokemon right now. It's like they may have been printing more, but they didn't forecast the demand thinking it was going to be this crazy.
It's just
And
getting
it's just
swallowed up.
But they've
yeah,
had
it's like whoa, okay. But
I
since
sorry,
how long? How many months has it been since Surging Sparks? Like
wait.
3 or 4?
November.
Look all the way back to
Yeah.
Shrouded Fable. Look all the way back to Shrouded Fable ETB release. They didn't have enough components. They are printing a lot. They don't have all the components to ship everything out.
What does that mean?
That's a manufacturing issue. If you don't have
Of the
all the shit on
operational,
hand
yeah.
to create all these boxes, to get all these packs out, you're just sitting on packs. The ETB's component issue was a big deal, right? That's why they didn't drop prismatic ETBs supposedly the second time
I
on
guess
the
you're
Pokemon Center website.
This makes me think they're gonna start making half-size booster boxes.
But that's what all they're doing
Or
is printing the pictures, right? Because they're using the same materials for every single product they have. Like
But you
the
gotta
same,
source those materials. They
yeah,
don't
but they're
make the
Pokemon.
boxes; they
They're
source them, right?
yeah, imagine if one day the printers print the image and it's just the wrong image and they have to throw like hundreds and hundreds of copies of something that was meant to be the booster box and they have to reprint all that stuff all over again. Uh, Not fun.
yeah.
Okay, check it out.
I just
Doug
they're sitting
just
on
said in
stockpiles
chat.
of cardboard. Go
Doug
ahead.
just said that he read printing is done 6 months before release, and the runs were measured by previous sales. So there'd be no way to expect the boom if you're going
So
based off previous data.
They
Yeah, and
try their
Surging Sparks
best.
has been out 3 or 4 months, so it's still we got a couple months till we get a big reprint
so
then, based on the 6 month timeline, right?
2 or 3
Exactly.
sets from now is when
Rudy
maybe
was
they'll catch
struggling
up.
with that too.
What
And
if
if
they
the
just
And then
paused
it's printed
everything?
underground and it's not worth shit because it's
yeah,
everywhere.
just
What if they just
I
paused
hope so,
everything and then
bro.
caught back up?
I really hope they pull a Crown Zenith. Please.
for
Yeah, right.
I
for
actually want to buy these cards because they're nice.
for prismatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I
Surging
just
Sparks. I would love to get that shiny Pikachu SIR for $5.
I hope so, but I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna stay expensive.
Well,
And the Sterilage too.
let's go back to Shug's question. How would Pokemon decide what each card is worth, right? What do y'all think would be fair MSRP prices based upon the rarity of the cards if they did do that in my little thought experiment? Because I kind of was playing around with some numbers too.
That'd be very interesting. They would,
Well, the
I feel
You'd
like they
have
would do
to.
something weird like Pocket, like the amount of sales or trades that Pocket has because now they open trades would designate the popularity or the value for specific Pokemon or specific cards depending on rarity, blah blah blah. But that could be a way. Uh, I don't know. They would have to have their own marketing team for that.
I
They would
think
have
they'd
to
have to
have
do a lot of a lot of research too, and like forecast how many people are actually gonna, instead of buying booster boxes, go and just buy the singles, and then kind of calculating how much money is gonna be lost in like revenue for sales of boosters because of those people just buying singles, and then they'd have to price them based on that to like make up for to even it out. But that's just like such a hard thing I feel like
Okay.
to forecast and to
But if
determine.
you
Like
think
it
about
would
it,
be like super
yeah,
difficult.
yeah.
on the boosters as it is, how much do you think they have to sell a booster pack to hit profit? Because let's just really think. We're spitballing here. We're throwing stupid numbers around.
To
What is
profit,
current MSRP for one pack? Just a single booster pack, single sleeve booster. What's MSRP?
For
$50.
Japanese, it's like $1.
Huh?
for like the
For
lowest amount
Japanese,
to
they're way
profit.
different price. They're like 180 yen for Japanese, so I don't know. I don't know English prices.
It's like $5.99, isn't it? It's about $6 for a
Okay.
sleeve booster pack. You go to Target, you see a single sleeve booster line right there. It's gonna be
Hmm.
about $6. All right, that's supposed to be the MSRP. That's supposed to be what the distributor. I mean, not the distributor. That's supposed to be what the retailer is gonna make money at. So the retailer selling it at $6 is making money, like Target. But the distributor who sells it to Target is probably making between 50% profit to well over 50%, well over 100% profit. So let's just say they're making 50% profit, right? They would they would have to get the pack at what? $3 more or less?
Yeah,
Or is it 450?
Let me
just
see.
call it $3.
50%, yeah, it'd be
Split it in half.
450 if they're selling for
Depends where
six.
you
450.
But
sell it.
if
Some
100% would
people,
be $3. But yeah,
Okay. So if they would have to get it at that price, right?
this
And Pokemon is already selling it at an inflated price to the distributor to make their profit margin. So, do we assume Pokemon only makes 100% profit on every card they print? Or do we assume they probably make 300, 400% profit?
I don't
Or
even think
more
they make.
than
I
that?
think they make like
because they can
20%.
print whatever card they want, they would, it's only cost of goods of the materials. So it's
Yeah.
the paper, the holofoil, the amount of money it took to print that card.
The
No.
overhead costs, yeah.
Also storage, because you're storing it in a
All your
facility.
overhead,
Employees,
yeah,
because of all the
electricity,
employees you have involved in the work.
yeah.
Transportation, because you got to send it
What are we
through a
what are we getting
trucking
into?
network or a shipping network, or you got to fly it
Yeah,
over.
so there's a minimum 70 cent
What are we talking about here? What are we getting at?
amp.
All right. Well, what I'm saying is, how much does a booster pack cost Pokemon? That's
Well,
what
we'd
I'm
have
getting to at the end of this all. To make one booster pack with 11 cards, how much is it really costing Pokemon? Because
50
if
cents.
Yeah.
50 cents, all
I
right,
don't
50
know.
cents. Let's just go with 50 cents. Let's say it's 5 cents a card, 5 cents a card, which I think is
Okay,
higher. I think it's probably close to 2 to 3 cents a card. But let's just say 5 cents a
okay.
card. They only need to sell a card directly to its consumer, us, for 25 cents, and they're making way more than what they made off the pack.
That's instant buyouts though all day. Like it wouldn't
But
it just
they can
slow
print the
down the
demand at the same
process.
time, right?
It's 50 cents to a dollar
Yeah, but that would
to make it back.
I don't know, it kind of defeats the purpose of what they're
Yeah.
doing.
So, but what I'm saying is it's not a risk for them and it doesn't cost them money. It's actually an incentive to earn more. Them as a corporation wanting to increase, we want to capitalize on this and make more of the money. Fuck the secondary market. They're like, we want the customers to come to us. They could do that
Well, what are they making
and in
more on the
theory make more.
ancillary
I
versus
think
the
I was
mo
gonna say I think
Anything
I
in
think
theory, those?
it's a big risk. I think it changes the whole outlook of the actual
Oh, yeah.
cards for collectors. It's like there's no chase. It's the collectability is like it's not there's no cards are rare now.
Do you
Well,
know that would
Anybody
there's still
also
chase
change
because they
print
still sell
quality?
the packs. They wouldn't just sell the cards by themselves.
but
They'd still sell
why
the
would I buy
packs.
a pack though if I can just go buy the card?
you're kind
Yeah,
of
you
turning the
would take
concept
away
of what
about 50% of the population that is in the hobby that is like there for whatever reason. Because instead of going to buy the booster pack, they're gonna deviate and go directly to Pokemon Center and buy the cards. So it kind
Mhm.
of splits them a little bit into their own
It
categories.
doesn't feel special too, like to me. Like if okay, maybe I enjoy and I'm still gonna open booster
Yeah.
packs because that's how I like to collect.
Yeah.
But and I'll be like, oh look, I got an Umbreon, a Sumbreon, and then my
Yeah.
friend's like, oh yeah, I bought 5. It's like what?
Well, this is the thing. Can your friend not do that right now with a local LCS store or with eBay? They could just buy 5 while you pull one.
That's why
You're
I don't think
Yeah, but there's a limit
they
of
do
how
That's why
that.
much
Java
because
and
of
I
the
aren't friends.
what?
This
That's why Java and I aren't friends.
Because he buys it.
Because
and
he
you're
buys like
saying,
tens of 20s of Sunbreons, and I'm like,
yeah.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
But you're saying though, there's a limit to what they could buy. In my
what's wrong
theory,
with
you're
that
not
though?
printing more cards. There's no more cards. It's the same that you're printing, and you're reducing the amount of sealed product. You're not adding cards to the market.
But the
There's
sealed
no
product is what
extra
makes them
population.
36 packs.
It's
How
the
much
same
you think
population.
that costs Pokemon? That they're selling at $161. How much you think 36 packs cost them? Thir
16 grand.
$3 or
No,
16?
yeah, maybe I don't know.
I don't know. Like all the ancillary and extra stuff is what is making them their money. Like I I don't know. Plus
Ancillary
it
does
turn
make
like I
money.
don't think they give a shit enough to even
Yeah.
they just want to get the
It's a lot
product
of work to
out
take on,
and
yeah.
let everybody else deal with the rest of it. But
Yeah, they're
it
like,
is
"Here,
a
we'll put your
good
cards in a pack. You can figure out where how you're gonna get these." But to print to demand of every single card, how many unique cards are there in an era or in a set? There's like
and for how
Shiny
long?
Treasure EX, there's what, 350 cards in Shiny Treasure EX?
Mhm.
So you have to print out 350 unique cards to demand,
Plus
and
all the
I
other
feel like it's like
sets
a big
after.
logistical and operational like
That's if
thing to
they
take on, and then you
continue
got to deal
printing.
with like customer service and people like getting the wrong cards, because they ordered
Yeah.
this card, and then like I don't know, I feel like
Well,
it opens the doors for a lot of
no,
issues.
I get it. But
Every
here's the
set that's
rebuttal
in
in yours.
rotation would need to be available at all times because it's in
Here's the rebuttal
rotation.
though. That's if they continue printing to meet that demand. In my initial theory, you don't print more shit. You print the same shit we're already printing. You're just not completing the packaging process for a certain, let's say 10% of everything you fucking printed. 10% of that just becomes your stock on hand for the singles that you sell.
I
All
feel
they
like
would add is that one section to their website. It's automated, it's all online. Customer service already exists. They already deal with customers who get issues. You wouldn't really have to train new staff on hand. You could hire another chain of staff to just have that portion of the business operating. You get me?
So
It
they're printing 10% of what they're printing now. They're not packaging 10% of it.
Yeah, and that's what you
So what
keep
if
on hand as your singles to sell at the MSRP that they create for the cards, which is supposed to be lower to get more people in on it.
Market
And
I just
again,
scraper
this is
with
all
it.
imagine
a
though
thought
it
experiment, right? This is
yeah.
all a thought experiment.
Yeah.
We're not saying they
I
should
think they
fucking do
could
it.
get away with it for like 6 months for like times like right now. Like when there's absolutely nothing, like instead of us I don't know.
Market scraper, what's up?
You get what I'm saying though? Like, if anything, it makes it easier
Yeah.
because you don't complete the process and you don't have to get all the shit for ETB boxes and for booster boxes. You save money on the pack wrappers. You're already storing these things in bigger, bulkier boxes when they're completed. You use less storage space overall that way, also.
Do you think they've explored this before? Like I'm sure they've thought
Absolutely.
about it.
Yes,
Because like
way
I
back
said,
in the
there's that
day, you could buy the Charizard from a magazine for $100
oh yeah,
when it
right?
first
I
came out.
forgot about that.
That's why I thought about
Yeah.
it as well, bro. That's why I fucking thought about it. Back in the
I'd say
day,
they have
a
that
lot of trading card games, you could buy from a magazine every card from the set.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
were
It
the
didn't
days.
ruin shit. They were collectible. They were still worth a bunch of
Those
fucking
different
money.
times though.
Well,
Yeah.
let's fucking scale it up. Let's modernize that shit.
Either way, you'd piss half the hobby off.
I'm
Whatever you
I'm
Get
do.
it. I get it.
interested
But right now,
to know how
everyone's pissed. Right now, everyone's mad. I can't get shit. ETB is 120, $150. They came out and gave us a fucking statement and they didn't fix shit. I haven't seen anything fixed.
yeah, it was lip service
Everyone's
like people
mad.
were
Everyone
saying.
blames Pokemon. I don't blame them themselves necessarily, but I think this is one avenue that could remediate a portion of it. You don't appease everyone, but it takes a strain off some and it helps out others. If you help out 1/3 of all the people involved in Pokemon, that's a big fucking number, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like
I
it would
mean,
just
in
get bought
theory.
out though. There's no supply on the
It can.
Pokemon Center
It,
right now with
Well,
like booster
yeah,
it
boxes.
can.
I
It
feel like
definitely
people would just
can.
go buy all the cards and then the second
Unless
market will do its
you
thing.
set limits. You
What
set
was
limit per individual,
You could
per
set an
household,
individual limit, but that's
everything.
what they're doing here in Japan. Like we have a
yeah,
one box limit right now for battle partners and it was sold out in 24 hours and they haven't sold it since. So it's like I feel like that would just happen. Maybe
just
not, but
create more emails and
I feel like
keep there's ways
like I get what
around
you're
it.
saying. I get what you're saying, and I think it would be like some people would definitely like that. I just don't know like what safeguards they'd have to put in place to make sure it worked the way it was intended and people didn't take advantage of it and manipulate um, the market somehow. Because I
Yeah.
mean, people figured out ways to do
Well,
it now, but
they are
if
working
the
on
cards,
bots,
The foundation
at
is
least
fucked.
on that.
what was that?
They're working on bots at the very
Oh,
least. So that's one thing. I mean, if they really want to do this whole internet pre-order stuff, limit it one per person.
Gonzo, what up?
The next time they restock, limit it again, one per person.
Gonzo's here.
yeah.
And then we
What's
can
up,
keep it going.
Gonzo?
But seriously, they need to start limiting these things by
Yeah.
not by two, but by less. And I see what you mean about there's 4 cards per deck. Right now, we're not at that point yet. Right now, they need to put strict limits, and maybe later in the future, once all this dies down, you can start getting your 4 per deck because it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It'll change. It'll all go down.
Yeah.
Or
Crash incoming. Crash incoming.
what were you saying
It
about
was
the
just a cool little
Umbreon's
thought
FOMO?
experiment.
Bro, great topic.
Give me
Honestly, you
give
can
me some
expand
juice.
on that so much.
Yeah.
We could go on and on about this.
Yeah.
And how
Sombrion.
But yeah,
take
but
over the world.
Never gonna let
exactly.
you down.
When I remembered how they used to sell the cards out of the magazine, that I guess that would be how they would set up pricing. How did they set it up back then? Use a similar metric or model, set up the pricing this way, that like nowadays, and going based off of, well, what if there's buyouts? If there's buyouts, as long as the card is still available in stock, it should retain its MSRP value, right? If there's a complete buyout, then you just have to wait and hope there's a reprint, like right now with product, or the secondary market takes off at that point. So it doesn't completely kill the secondary market. It makes it more of a long game instead of a short term, quick flip. You get me?
It's an
People, if
extra
they truly
step
believe in
too.
the card, you still buy out a few of them. You still buy some, keep them in your collection. Once they're all out, and oh, this shit is now going for 20, 40% more because it's not available through Pokemon directly. Okay, offload them.
Although there is the one thing that Pokemon could just end up with a whole bunch of bulk.
Yeah.
They
Just
could.
Are they just gonna
a,
print um the hit
just a
cards?
warehouse like Indiana Jones and like filled stacks of Pokemon cards that aren't even in booster packs. They're just loose cellophane wraps with a Lugia V All
Oh
Stars in
my
them.
god.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you gonna say something, FOMO, about Moonbryons or no?
No, I
There's
have no comment about Moonbreon.
oh,
You name
I thought
dropped
Son of Merc was saying.
all the
About Sunbreon or Moonbreon?
Yeah, you
all the
said
Umbreons.
Sunbreon.
I don't.
You said
Oh
something
Sunbreon.
no,
about
he was. Oh, you
Sunbreon
were
just
saying
a
about
little
Java,
bit.
right?
Oh,
Uh,
he buys like a bunch of them, right?
about Java
Yeah,
having
but
like
didn't
a
everybody else?
horde of Japanese Sunbreons.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
everybody else
all of
bought a
that.
shit ton.
It
There's a
was,
lot of them out there.
yeah, it was to your comment saying that like your friend would just buy 5 of them. So you
Okay,
like,
yeah,
it kind of ruins the whole experience. So I'm like, yeah,
yeah.
that's why
Okay,
I'm not friends with Java.
okay,
Inside joke.
yeah.
Or not even.
Y'all see,
Yeah,
y'all see Gonzo's
just a
message. He said it's
different
not a
level.
good sign where a retail store is starting to use market prices. Sets a very bad precedent. I do agree with that. I do agree with that.
Yeah.
A retail stores
Did you
using.
guys so not to get, I know we're trying to get off this topic probably, but the altered TCG that I sent you or talked about,
Oh,
and then
that's
they do something similar where like once you pull a card from a pack, there's a QR code on every card. And you could add it to your collection on their app, and then you can just print to demand that card as much as you want if you own it. If you own the physical copy of it, you can print it as much as you want. You just order
yeah.
it online through their app, which
Hmm.
is kind of what when you got on this topic, it made me think of that, and I wonder if that's. But you can only do it if you own the physical card, which is like that's a kind of a scary thing too, and depending on how rare that card is.
I
Yeah.
think that's
'Cause
a
you don't even need to go
yeah.
on TCG Player. You're just like, oh, I own this card. I'm gonna go print, 20 of them, grade them, flip them.
I
If
don't know
you
if I
do
like
that,
that.
does it
I
show
know,
on
right?
there how many exist? If you look up that card,
I'm not
does it
sure.
show its
That's a
copy?
good point, though. I bet you the
Because if it
company
does,
knows.
but if is it accessible to whoever receives the
Yeah,
card? Like, let's say
I
I
don't
buy it,
know.
because if you buy the card, you can go and print it, and if you give it to someone else, they have the card now. Can they go and print it?
I don't. Yeah, I don't know if the QR code is duplicated every time. I would imagine, I guess, but yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean,
I really don't know. I think it's more of like it's based on playability, and they're hoping to just get the cards out there. There's probably they're not trying to like be a collector's card game. Um,
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just it just started. I think February or no, I think yeah February. Well, we were in February. I don't know.
Yeah,
You
we're
know, you remember your Squeaks Game World? You ever
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
watch
Yeah.
Squeaks
I've
Game
seen.
World on
Yeah.
YouTube?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Squeaks was talking about it in a Discord one time before it actually released. He was like he invests in like TCGs before they release, and he was the one that told me about it. But it was just an interesting like I don't know concept. I thought, and you made me you reminded me of it when you brought up the printing to demand of singles by Pokemon. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
oh Gonzo's familiar with it.
Oh,
He said
yeah.
code's not duplicated from my understanding.
Okay. So if you own the card, you could print them out and give copies to your friend, but they won't have the code, so they can't create
I
more
guess
copies.
yeah.
So you would have the master copy, and that's the one that's worth the actual money.
Yeah, maybe. I'm
Well,
not
wouldn't you
sure. And then I
want
don't know, like when you trade it, I don't know if like if you still have access to that on the line on the app or like
Yeah.
if I don't know how that all works.
if you want it to
Um,
be
It's probably
worth
transferred
as
to the
if
to
you
the
want it
new
to be
owner.
worth as much as possible, you would only want to print one, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
don't print
and then
any. Yeah.
maybe somebody else only prints one. Yeah. I don't know.
Or you print a bunch. Well, I guess it depends on how
Well,
transparent, like you said, the population is. If the population's not transparent, you print 20 of the
Yeah.
rarest card that you have, and then you act like there's
Yeah.
none, and
Yeah.
then you sell that
We
one
can
of
make a
that one
video
of
on
one.
YouTube saying that you pulled all 20 of these and you sent them to
Yeah,
trade.
Yeah.
Now they're very
Yeah.
cool and everyone should buy
yeah.
them.
The other cool thing, really quick, that I like about the TCG is like they have modifier cards too that you can pull out of the booster pack, and it's like a gold foil modifier, a cracked ice foil modifier, and you can apply that like if you have like a non-hollow whatever swamp nuts monkey whatever,
Pick your foil.
you can add that gold foil to it, and they'll print it for you in the gold foil and like send it to you,
That's cool.
or you can choose like a different foil pattern, like a
Interesting.
cosmos foil. Yeah, so I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. That reminds me of Pokemon Pocket, how you could add flair to the cards.
It's a
Oh yeah,
rip
okay,
off.
yeah,
Yeah. Make it like
yeah.
shiny
It's
or
a rip
whatever.
But
off.
yeah,
It's too
it's similar to
expensive.
that.
Yeah.
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 But dude, even with it being expensive, people still do put money into it, which is why my little thought experiment, I just figured,
Well,
people would want.
the flare compared to everything else is it's expensive and
Yeah.
kind of goofy.
Well,
You need so
remember
much shine dust, extra copies of the card, and all that.
Yeah.
remember what happened? I don't know if I told you guys this or somebody else, but did I tell you that One Piece got this premium booster where the energy cards were like gold foil and they went for like, well, currently they're going for like hundreds of dollars. PRBO1?
Should I have bought
Oh,
the
Um,
OPO8? There was
The
only like 2
OPO8?
or 3 chase
No.
cards in it. Yeah, I didn't. They weren't very
Oh, you
crazy.
should have at $80, but now that they're
They were
like
just
around
packs.
100,
It was just
you go loose.
packs.
that set is kind of lousy.
Yeah.
OPO9 is a solid purchase right now, I would say. Uh, but going back to the energy cards, so the energy cards came out in this gold foil, and all of a sudden they became expensive. Why? Because in One Piece you need 10 energy cards for your deck, and they went out and bought all 10 of the gold cards at once.
Hmm.
So it just
Dang.
spiked up the price of these gold cards, and now they're in the hundreds of dollars because people want to buy sets of 10, which is
Dang.
nuts. So
That's
that's
Yeah.
something I didn't see coming at all. But it's crazy stuff like
Huh.
that really people want to pimp out their decks.
Yeah.
I've seen people put manga rare One Piece cards in their
It's
decks
true.
just because they want to flaunt that.
Ballers.
Yeah.
By all means.
Yeah.
Did you see that
Bling out the
video on
deck.
Instagram? There's like a player and he's like, this will make collectors cringe or something. And he's got like a Pokemon deck with full like
Yeah.
max rarity, and he's like shuffling them and stuff with no
Oh
sleeves.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
I see that.
It hurts every time I see it.
That's
yeah.
something
But there
that's
was even
super
even
interesting.
players were in the comments were like, why don't you have sleeves? Like at least like
Well, One Piece cards are durable, I'll say that much. But
yeah, they
that's
are.
interesting because you don't get that side. I mean, I don't see anyone in Pokemon spending that much money on the game, on the TCG itself, like to pimp out their
Yeah.
decks or to get energy cards that are even remotely worth $100 is pretty hard these days. So it's like a different culture in itself, and a
I
different
feel
TCG.
like there is some people that
Sure.
do it
There's
for the
probably a
tournaments and
couple.
stuff,
They
right?
do.
Probably for the worlds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sure
I was
there were
opening.
a lot of people with Lugia V alt arts in their deck when that was
Oh
a
my
very
god,
Oh
playable
yeah.
card.
Yeah.
But no,
that's
I was
crazy.
I was grading them.
Yeah. That I was opening One Piece the other
Yeah.
day, and those cards are like really nice. Like the art, just the
Mhm.
art alone, like on the common cards and stuff. It's like it's actually like that they're like really. It's really fun to open. I think maybe
Yeah.
because it's new and I don't open it all the time. But yeah, I was like, oh, these are sick.
I'll get some packs eventually. Know nothing about it and pull the best card of the set. Just
Oh,
sell
that
it to
happened to
FOMO.
me once at Dollar General one time, back when I used to
Oh.
open packs. I got the Charizard VMAX from Darkness Ablaze, and I just set it aside. I just set it aside. I knew it was a Charizard, but I was like, this Charizard isn't cool enough. I need to keep
It's not
opening
cool
more
enough.
packs. I'm like,
What else can I
That's
get? Yeah. That's the place to
those
go
are
for
dark
like
days.
to find like old tins and stuff. Dollar General.
Mhm.
Well, actually, I knew the clerk there, so I actually got a little discount. I
Nice.
just went every time to get a discount because it was better than going to any other place to get a discount. I think it was like for every 2 products I got one free.
At least you're getting
Oh dang,
discounts.
Yeah,
Nice.
that was
dude.
that.
Have you heard that Ace Hardware sells Pokemon cards now?
I
What?
haven't.
Yeah,
Cool.
There's a
I
gas
heard that.
station
Why?
It's
here that
That
sells
serious. I
them.
haven't
that's
tested it out yet.
that's why Mason can't get any
Yeah.
distribution because Ace Hardware has got his distribution
Soon enough, Starbucks is gonna have it too. Mason is so screwed.
everywhere.
There's a gas station down the street that had some during Sword and Shield. I don't know if they got them
Oh
now.
yeah, at
Yeah.
7-Eleven they were
Yep.
selling.
$7, $8 a pack.
Dude,
What
7-Eleven
Back
still
when
has
it
packs
wasn't
every now and
expensive.
then. They're expensive though.
was it Pal Day Evolved?
I was at
I
Circle
can't
K.
remember at this point.
They had Sword and Shield era packs for the 7-Elevens in my area. Like when Brilliant Stars was still around, they had Brilliant Stars packs that they were selling.
Really?
Yep.
That's how poppin' it was.
Yeah, but it was expensive as hell. They were selling each pack at like $8 or $9, dude. So I was always like, fuck that. Like I'm not buying this shit. Like,
Bro, convenience
yeah.
stores are so overpriced.
You think we're gonna get a year of reprints?
Year of
Ooh. All right.
15,
That's all
15
right.
sets in Sword and Shield. We're on 12 right now, right? That's what you said?
There was 17 sets Sword and Shield from what
Or
I
17 or
saw online.
15?
17. There was 16, but they didn't have Crown Zenith, so that's why it's 17.
Okay, never
We're
mind.
on 12 sets in Scarlet and Violet, I believe.
Yeah.
So we're missing.
5-ish.
Reprints will
But before
be
that, you think there's
eventually,
gonna
and
be
it'll be
reprints?
So it's a good topic. It's a good topic because that's always something you hear, right? You always hear, don't worry, the market's going to crash. There's going to be a major reprint. It's going to be flooded everywhere. It's going to be, that's what you do hear. However, if they have a major reprint, right? Does that mean that they're going to stop printing everything else that's coming out after? Everything else that's coming out right now, everything else that's coming out in the future. If they truly have to print 6+ months in advance, what set is currently being printed right now as we speak? And are we taking away from that to print more of the current sets, even though the hype is still building and that set might need as much as you can print out as humanly possible?
I think a month after it's just gonna be more expensive than what it already is. Like
Oh,
people
I
are just
think
gonna double down.
Dang.
I don't know. For
yeah,
Japanese, it's a little different because when
Yeah.
we had 2023, we had that year of like no cards here, and then they dumped it all at the end of 2023. They just dumped everything, like reprinted all SV early sets, and then they even printed Sword and Shield
Lost
sets. They went
Origin
back and did
super late.
yeah, a bunch of Sword and
oh
Shield,
yeah,
and
it's
the Sword and Shield
empty.
sets got eaten up, but like the Scarlet Violet base or like all those early sets in Scarlet Violet, they sat for under MSRP. Like even Shiny Treasure EX was like $20, like here.
That's what killed the Miriam and the Iono, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little
Yeah,
bit.
there's just stuff like under MSRP just sitting. And there still is some left over from that. But like a lot of the prices have gone up because of the market we're in. But they
You're
some
saying
boxes just got back over to MSRP. Like they were below MSRP for the longest time.
so you're saying they just have reached that point where they're scarce again, somewhat.
Yeah, now that they're getting a lot of this stuff's like getting bought up now. But there is like stuff somewhat like here and there, but like people were giving away shiny treasure. I didn't even think it was actually cheaper than $20. It was like 2,000 to 2,500 yen in some stores. So whatever that is, $15 to $20. Um, and yeah, they couldn't they printed so much of it, people weren't wanting it, and then yeah, now it's finally over MSRP. But that just happened recently. It was sitting under MSRP for a long time, and that's not the only set. There's multiple sets like that, but I don't know. Did they ever do that in English where it gets printed like a shit ton and then the prices fall for like a long time or no?
Around
Well,
Zenith,
Around
well,
Zenith
Zenith,
is
okay.
perfect.
Zenith got reprints, but look at how
Silver
it's doing right
Tempest,
now.
Sword and Shield was like
151
that for a while.
had reprints. Evo Skies had a few reprints, and it did drop its price initially, but over time, it's doing fucking crazy.
Doug, I
They
heard
usually pick back up pretty quick.
They reprinted a lot of stuff,
during Sword and
though.
Shield it took a couple months, and really didn't
It
start
did.
moving
Okay.
till um, midway through Scarlet and Violet, I
Look at the
think, right?
historical data.
Or still
iFOMO.
kind of
Bring it up
recently.
if you can.
Lost
The
Origin was always
historical
doing
data on
good
TCG for the booster boxes.
after the reprint.
Okay.
Or will it only show us 1 year? It'll only show us 1 year, huh?
Oh, the data?
Yeah.
Yeah, it won't give us the 5 year outlook.
I wish it would give us the whole lifespan. That would be amazing.
My mother-in-law called earlier, and she was at the store, and she was calling. And she's like, uh, talking to my wife, and she's like, "Ask Josh if these boxes are like good Pokemon boxes. I'm like, I'll buy them if he wants them." And I
Yeah.
was like,
Oh,
she always is looking out for me. They weren't something that I wanted, but yeah, she's always it's funny. She'll call every so often and be like,
Jug
"Oh,
has
are these the ones? Are
mastered.
these good ones?"
It's got a Pikachu, an Eevee, or just let me know the other ones.
She was saying some name that I've never heard of, and I was like, "I've never." It's like, but it was in Japanese, so I'm like, "Am I not knowing what this new set is or something? The name of it?" And then I was like, "Here, let me see. Like, ask her to go on video chat." And it was like a totally different TCG, and I was like, "Oh, okay,
Oh
that's why I
shit.
don't."
Damn.
Doug said he's seen Scarlet and Violet base at Ace Hardware. It's not selling. And then he asked if anyone's seen Prismatic. They released the 2 pack the two booster pack combo, right? It has like a EV promo and there's 2 packs. Walmart just dropped them from what I'm seeing online.
I haven't really been chasing. I've just
Me
been
neither.
gathering singles to grade so I can buy something. But if I am buying it, it's when it releases, when I can try to get it from Pokemon Center. But I haven't really
Yeah,
been out looking for it.
like in stores and stuff.
No,
Dude,
not.
was it you that mentioned there was some Sword and Shield era stuff that's not doing that's priced pretty well right now, right?
As far as singles or what?
No, through the Pokemon Center. I think they still had some sealed product in stock. It was Sword and Shield era.
I don't know about
Was
now.
it the
They
little
just the
build
build
and
and battle
battles?
stadiums.
Yeah, I think was it you that mentioned it, or was it someone else that had
Was it on?
brought that one today?
I'm not
I
sure if
think it
it's
was in
on
the Discord.
Pokemon Center. I just meant like they're half the price of a booster box. So like if you're, I don't know, if you're priced out and looking for something else, build and battle stadiums. But I don't think they. I think they quit making them after Paradox. Right? Maybe I just didn't find any for temporal or anything.
Because I think they might have had. It was either. I think it was Astral Radiance, not Lost Origin. I think it might have been Astral Radiance. They might have had them in stock. I
I
did
like
the
the
math.
stamped cards.
It's like $180 if you do 36 packs that way, and it's Sword and Shield era, so that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I like them.
Shug, I just remembered that in One Piece they just opened the floodgates on all those booster boxes, and they just printed almost every single one except the newest ones, and that didn't recover up until recently. Now prices started going up. This all happened pretty much organically, so we're looking healthy right now up until hype starts coming back to One Piece, either for the live action or it spreads from Pokemon. But
Mm.
I haven't seen anything too crazy yet, except for a few things, a few plays on cards, on rock cards that people are buying them out. That's pretty much it. I don't count the energy cards that are super expensive though, because I understand people wanted to buy 10 copies for their decks. So I kind of omit that. But there are like maybe 4 or 5 cards that have been manipulated in One Piece that I've noticed so far. So it's not much.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to watch. That's a young market still, but 2021 it came out or something, or 2020. Yeah, 2021,
Yeah,
right?
There's
it's 2022, I think. It is
2022.
so fun, bro. Honestly, being a
Yeah.
part of this TCG is so fun, the ups and downs, because I can kind of call it because of Pokemon.
Yeah,
You can see it
Oh yeah.
coming. And Bandai is so good about announcing things and just being on the same page with everyone, and just they did it right this time.
I don't
People
think
looked
Yu-Gi-Oh
very
players would say that about Bandai.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But Bandai honestly has been trying really hard ever since they started giving a crap. I don't know when that happened. I guess it was with One Piece, and when they boomed,
Mm,
they
yeah.
probably changed their attitude and
Oh,
they
we can make
started.
money again.
Yeah, and now even their Gundam, Mobile Suit Gundam, the TCG,
Those
they
those top cards were
they've only,
an older
they've
set.
only made beta boxes,
Yeah.
and the beta boxes are already $800.
The white ones.
Damn.
Yeah, those are
Yeah,
badass.
I think
Well, I
those
saw
were like
somebody selling for
pre
a hundred
post
dollars.
record,
That might have been open though.
Uh,
probably. And see, they check because I think you get three cards out of a wide range of different cards, and then the top three that I showed you was three out of the I don't know how many cards you can get, to be honest.
They look badass.
Yeah, that's just the first product. I mean, I didn't think people would be that into Gundam, but I was wrong.
Is that the
So
Gundam's been around for? Did Bandai buy them or
was it
something
the 80s? Was
recently?
it the 80s or was it before the 80s?
I don't know.
Probably
probably before
80s,
the 80s
90s,
or
80s.
during the 80s. But they've made spin-offs, so many
Yeah.
spin-offs over the years, and they've never hit home run with any of them. Up until Blood Orphan that came out, I think in like 2009. That one finally gained some traction, but
It's a Scarlet
clearly
Witch too,
TCG
or
for the win.
the Witch from Mercury or something.
Is that a movie?
I think so. Or one of the newer series.
There are a few that are fun. It's just we've we've been that topic has been
It's
covered to death.
yeah.
Reminds me of Code Geass.
It's
Have you
old and
seen
there's so many different series for it.
have you seen
Hmm.
the giant Gundam that's in real life that they had in Japan? It was like an exhibit or something. It's on YouTube.
I've
There's
seen
videos
pictures
of it.
of it.
It's giant.
Yeah.
It's there. It's like permanent there.
Oh, it's permanently there?
If
Style.
I'm thinking of the same one that you're talking about, like people, yeah, go to there. I forget what prefecture it's in, but they
It's
go there
like a
just to see
building,
it.
right? It's
Yeah,
like
it's well,
huge.
yeah, it's really tall. Yeah,
And it
yeah, it's massive.
it changes, right? Like
I can't remember.
there's
I've
something
actually never
that it
been to it, but
moves.
I think I know. I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Uh,
You
Is
guys
it a
That
caught
shit.
whole body or is it like a head?
it's a
It's
full
a
suit.
whole
it's the
fucking
whole
Gundam,
thing.
dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
It's a whole
huge.
mobile suit.
that's
Which
awesome.
do you know which Gundam it is?
It's probably Gundam Wing.
Is it the one, the white with the blue and the red?
Yeah.
That's
The main
the
character.
original.
It's not.
Yeah,
Gundam Wing.
Is it? It is
Something
Yeah, there
like
Gundam.
you
that.
go. Gundam Wing.
trying to share it.
Most expensive card in that beta playtest thing.
I don't know. It's this one, right?
Let me pull it
Yeah,
up.
yeah. It looks like a
Oh wow.
unicorn when it
Amazing.
like does its thing, or no? Or is that a different one that I'm thinking of?
Oh, this is the other one.
Okay.
This one, maybe this is the permanent one. The other one I'm thinking of is, or this is the one I might be thinking of. I'm not sure, but yeah,
There's two of them. There is two of them.
they're
I do remember
massive.
there was two different ones.
That's a whole rocket ship right there. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah,
Are they gonna
and
send it to
Like the
space?
flies.
That's what it looks like.
that doesn't
dude,
look
like
real.
if you get something that big that moves and you could control it, that's pretty fucking scary, bro.
That's sick.
Yeah, that's badass. They should have put the wings on it though.
I think it does a little morphing thing. If you bring up the video on YouTube, you'll probably see it. I just don't. I think both of them have like their own feature.
Yeah,
That's
probably.
cool.
Um,
I want to see that shit in real life, bro.
Have you guys caught up on your animes? Y'all been
Oh yeah.
watching anything?
Oh yeah. Where do we begin?
I watched the new episode of Solo Leveling.
Oh, I finished Castlevania. This
Oh,
show is amazing. And Castlevania Nocturne, amazing.
I haven't watched any of them yet. the first one either.
Very, very good stuff. The animation is
It
fantastic.
looks
The
really good.
story is fantastic. I highly recommend it. It's a little boring at parts, but the action makes up for it like tenfold.
I've also
I
restarted
think
Naruto just to
okay.
while I'm
Love
waiting on new series to come out.
I couldn't get into Naruto.
His
I tried
voice,
it.
You should read the manga. It's easier. Easier to get through all
I
the
kind of want to
boring stuff.
skip to the tournament. Just skip all the beginning
The
stuff.
tuning exams?
Yeah, it should be coming up pretty
That,
soon.
bro, there was a point when I was a kid where I was still rewatching Naruto over and over again because once I would be caught up, I would want to restart it to watch it all over again. And I would always start in the tuning exams because that's where it got
Yeah,
interesting,
yeah.
you know? 'Cause before that, Naruto was still a little bit pathetic at times. So tuning exams is where he starts thinking outside the box and stops acting, well, starts acting less goofy.
The
'Cause he was
English,
always
Mhm.
goofy.
I can't watch it in English because his voice in English is just, I can't take it. It's too much.
I have to watch it in English. Not
That's what
because of
my wife
anything.
says that about any. Sorry, my wife she says the same thing about anytime I watch a anime that's originally in Japanese. She'll be like, "That's his voice." She'll be like, "It's like it's so wrong."
Good.
Yeah.
Doesn't even sound like it.
Yeah. So I couldn't get used to the sub, and that's why I started reading manga because I didn't want to go through the sub. I didn't want to get used to it. I didn't want to have to read every time I wanted to
See, I feel like I
read
can't hear now if I'm not reading
read manga
subtitles.
instead.
Like it's got me to where I need my subtitles now.
I've had that too before, where I
Like
feel like I'm like, "Damn, I need
I
these
can't
things
hear this
on."
shit. Turn them on.
Yeah,
I need the English in the background while I'm doing other stuff, because I've already watched this stuff. So when I'm
oh yeah.
rewatching it, it has to be in
Yeah.
English so I know what part I'm at.
People see that
Sup, girl?
Is Nakita is her name, right?
Nikita.
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 I was
Yeah,
in your live. I hopped in your live yesterday, I
Yeah.
think it was, and she was going off. She was loud as shit.
She
yeah.
looks.
She
She's
was
still
like
doing that today. She
talking,
was dropping a bunch
talking.
of shit right now. There we
Yeah.
go.
She's gone.
Yeah, my wife just entered, so she immediately sprang over that way. Um, I'm I'm actually watching an anime still. It's still the same one that I was watching last time you guys asked this question. I just found out the name of it now though. Because remember, I usually don't know the fucking names of them sometimes. Um, it's kind of whack. But like, I mean, I'm still watching it all the way through, but it's not like a crazy anime. It's reincarnated as a sword, and it's like this little girl that's like a cat, and she has this sword that's like this dude that died that reincarnated as like a magical sword or some shit, and it's helping her like on like quests and adventures and shit.
So you're a reincarnated guy.
Well, I mean, this is the current anime I'm
Yeah.
watching. It was just something that was on Hulu, and I was like, it looks okay. The animation on it didn't look bad. It has one season, and I think it's 12 or 13 episodes. I have like 2 or 3 episodes left to finish it out.
I got my wife hooked on Apothecary Diaries, and now she's on Free Run. So
Okay.
she's hooked. Doug, I think
Actually,
those
my
are
mom
older
kept getting
animes, aren't they?
Which ones? Ghost in the
Ghost in the
Shell.
Shell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's old. I like
Late
Ghost in the Shell
80s,
though.
early 90s.
Have you guys seen one called Emperor? It is long.
Mm-mm.
It's the
I think
longest
I've seen it.
anime except for this other anime about boxing. Um, it is very long. The manga is like 3,000 chapters by now. I
Damn,
Uh,
think
dude.
it's still ongoing, and this started in the 90s, I think.
Another
Very
One
good stuff.
Piece.
It's more like I don't even know if it's considered manga, but it's like the emperor is this kid, and and the main character has a brother that looks exactly like the emperor. So they kidnap the brother in order to swap him with the emperor, and it's like this whole story about how this kid ends up like being the caretaker of the emperor as he's like trying to survive um, um they usurped his kingdom basically. So
Sounds
he's
like
like a
Apothecary
rogue
Diaries
emperor. Yeah.
in a way.
and it kind of has that like Demon Slayer vibe, but everyone's trying to protect the Emperor and stuff, and all this other stuff happens, betrayal, blah blah blah. What you'd expect. It's lasted so long, I can't believe it, and they keep going.
If it's good enough, I guess
Yeah.
it works. You guys got anything else you want to talk about? You guys seen
I
anything
want to
crazy?
see Bay's unique collection item
Oh
this week.
hell, yeah.
My unique collection
Yeah.
item this week.
You always got something cool.
Yeah, I actually do. I got some stuff I can grab. I don't have. I actually didn't even have something like right next to me right now. Um, you guys
Bay's
don't
is
want
gonna
it to
bring
be
in a
Pokemon,
shrunken
right?
head one time.
Yeah, yeah.
You can do whatever you want, bro.
Yeah,
Uh,
whatever.
Give me a second. Let me brainstorm real quick.
Okay.
Let me brainstorm.
I've got a
Trying to
statue
think.
I can show. It's pretty cool. I've had it
Well,
for as long as I can remember.
yes, I have. I have something. Let me go grab it.
What kind of statue?
It's like a. It's not really a statue. It's cool. Just, hang on, I gotta get it.
I'm still waiting for that ninja life-size Ninja Turtle
Oh yeah,
that
right.
he was talking about. I want to see that in the room.
Oh yeah.
It's this guy, little Templar.
Oh, that's cool.
He's made of metal. He's got a little crossbow.
Yeah, that's cool. Is it a newer thing or is it like an antique?
No, it's just a thin piece of. It's just made to look like that.
It's
Okay.
cool.
Do y'all
Random.
ever y'all ever mess with like any of the tabletop games like Warhammer or where you paint the models, the figures?
I've
Oh no.
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 I've played the game
It
Warhammer,
sounds really
like on the
interesting though.
Xbox.
Me and my brother used to just paint the figures. We never played the game. We just paint the figures.
I did that with like toy planes at one point.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we used to do model cars too.
There was a game I
Yeah.
used to play way back in the day where it was like you had this the map you could build
Golly.
the terrains, but they look like little hex figures.
Oh yeah.
From Kid Robot, Tally from South Park.
Yeah.
It's a pretty.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's an actual towel. You could actually use it as a towel too.
Oh, that's
Pretty
awesome.
dope. This was in the backdrop for my videos in one of the previous locations we lived at. So right now I have it in a different place now because I don't really have a backdrop where I can like put stuff. And then because I always do stuff in pairs and I don't like just bringing one item, I've got Grogu as well.
Nice.
Nice.
Creepy. Does his eyes move?
Watch him just blink.
Yeah. That's a fuck.
uh,
Uh,
yeah, Grogu's not by Kid Robot though. Let me see who makes this one. Oh, it's
so
from the
yeah, I
Disney.
said, is it wrong to pick up chicks in a dungeon?
That's a
I
good one.
watched that.
Never watched that one.
I watched it.
I saw this one high
No, it's
school
not wrong at all.
D&D.
Oh, of course you did.
Yeah, that one I've seen. There was one
High
with
school D&D.
zombies.
Yeah.
There was one a
I think I've
pervy
seen
one
that one.
with zombies.
The zombies one is the one I like. The D&D zombie one. Yeah.
Oh, is that it? Oh,
Or high school D&D zombies. Yeah.
high school D&D is zombies, isn't it? So I was
Yeah.
talking about the same one. I think that's
There's
the
only one
previous
season.
one I've seen.
So they
There
stopped
were
it
a
because
few
the dude who
ones.
made it died, right? Like the dude who made it died, so they didn't finish the story, and
Why
that's why they could
did
never
I
bring.
finish it? No way. That
Yeah,
sucks. That
it
was
ended on
actually
a cliffhanger.
it was oddly the story wasn't bad. The story wasn't bad.
Got this
Pervy,
guy too.
but it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wow.
Open it. Open
Hell no.
Yeah. Yeah, keep that.
Yeah.
Yo, Merc.
I don't even think this is.
You know you
You
can
can
have
weigh these. I don't think.
you
I
can
don't
have
know.
something nice in there.
Huh?
You
Bullshit.
can
You
have
can
something
weigh
nice in there.
No.
Yeah.
Hell no. Y'all
Grade
ain't.
every
Y'all ain't peer
card from the
pressuring
pack.
me.
Yeah, grade every card from the pack.
Were
Yeah,
y'all
and
in
still not make
there?
the money back from what the pack costs.
Were you in
How much
the?
Which it
sealed
really
like that?
do. I
How much is it sealed like that?
think $350,
All right.
Not bad.
somewhere around there.
What about not sealed? What about if it's out of the
Depends on the
blister?
pack art. You want the Flareon, then it's Scyther, then it's uh, what's Jigglypuff or the other one?
Wigglytuff?
Wigglytuff.
Is it
Wiggle.
first
Yeah.
edition or unlimited?
It's unlimited.
I think you could
First
get packs
edition
for
would be
200 or 250 if they're loose, right?
yeah, but I'm only
Okay,
gonna
but in
buy
the
loose packs
blister
from
pack,
loose
it's
packs. If it's something
okay.
like that,
Yeah.
Well,
But
you want it sealed though. So
how much is a PSA 10 for just the energy cards alone? Because you're guaranteed 2 energy cards
garbage.
in the.
That's It's not even worth an opening vintage, to me at least.
Nah.
It's no.
you know every single one of those cards is gonna have
And
a
plus, the
big
cards wouldn't
fat
really.
piece of white on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna
It
be
might not.
centered like
If I can go
90.
pull the same card out of that drawer right there, that I would the top card in that. So the Flareon that you want to pull, it's right over there.
So you already got it, I guess. Yeah.
It's like
Well, it's
whenever
like if you go
people
look at
open,
the prices aren't compared to what the sealed stuff is. It's just not. It's goofy.
you know, if you
I get that.
open it, you're gonna pull something weird. Like I've seen a lot of people opening Rocket, they end up getting the muck or the wheezing.
Yeah,
Just
the worst
not
card
what
of
you
the
want.
set.
I
Well,
pulled the Vileplume from a Japanese jungle pack.
That
so
one
you
looks
guys
good
know
though. Like the dark. Well, no,
Yeah.
it's never
all
mind.
three
I
of
was
It's not
thinking
you
of
that
the
one.
rocket one,
know that I
the
opened up a
gloom.
base set pack, right?
Oh no,
Why?
I didn't know you opened a base
An
set.
unlimited heavy base set pack.
Oh, okay. Of course, you pulled the Vileplume.
You guys, all three of you aren't aware of it, or have you seen the Chansey that came out as a 10? That's the
Oh yeah, you told it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's
You
what
pulled
came
that
out
card
of it.
party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
was the prize.
and you got a
I
10 on it. That's
I
Yeah.
opened it with Pat,
Yeah,
and it got the
yeah,
10.
that's a little different, I
yeah.
guess.
That's a big one. Yeah.
And it wasn't sealed all nice like Mercs, so you should get a nice pack.
So yeah, there's a chance.
So
That's what I'm saying.
Merc, you gotta
What?
open it, bro.
Hell, no, I'm not. No,
Now,
no.
What?
I
Were you
got a
guys in
different one.
the?
I got a different one we could open. I don't want to.
There was a
It's the only one I got
the
left.
in Spicy Boys Discord one day. What's his name? Kid.
Or
You see him in
maybe
the
I got
chats and
more.
stuff.
We could open something,
He
boys.
he went and opened a Eevee's Heroes box, and he pulled like I don't know, that guy, the like fat guy trainer. That was like his hit of the box.
Ooh.
But it's like a
Gordy?
$450 box or whatever. Yeah, I think yeah.
the Gordy.
Yeah, the Gordy. And it was like, oh,
I will
That's what
rip
I
these
call
though.
Gar's Gord.
One.
Make
Gar's-
yours the big screen. Make us little screens so the crowd can see what you open.
the crowd.
What do we got? Nobody.
That
Yeah.
fossil.
so
This is
yeah,
for us,
that's the other
guys. I
one.
don't know about what you
Yeah.
guys thought this was.
Hey,
We
for
got
the
This
replay,
is us
for the
hanging out.
rewatch crew.
The home
Yeah.
team.
This is our
Yeah.
hangout session. This is a live stream. All right. We open it right. We're going straight through. Anything? No.
Oh.
Oh shit. Toxic Croak. That wasn't even Toxic Croak. It was Progunk. All right.
That's funny. Here, I picked up these
Ooh,
Nice.
that
like
new.
little stickers.
Oh,
Mhm.
nice.
They're hard to find in good condition, but these ones, I don't know. I think they got a shot, maybe an 8 or 9, but
We pull shit, boys.
we'll see.
It's a cool Arcanine, huh?
Oh, what's y'all's favorite Pokemon? I don't even know. I think what Mark is yours Ninetales?
Yeah. Number 1 is Ninetales.
Baze, what's yours?
So, man, I'm indecisive, man. It's always the top.
It's
The
hard.
top 3 for me, though.
Pikachu and Charizard. Like I have like
Okay.
a favorite list of Pokemon, and sometimes Eevee
Yeah.
gets tossed in there as well. But overall, I'm just gonna say Pikachu, real straight up. I got more Pikachu
That's mine.
than other shit, you know.
Is
Yeah.
it really Pikachu?
Yeah, I fucking love Pikachu, man. I
Yeah,
like the
Pikachu's
fact
dope.
that he was a little fucking rebel. He didn't decide to go into the Pokeball,
I respect
and
that.
he said no to Ash. Like, I like that rambunctious nature of it from the cartoon when I was little.
So iconic too. Like everybody knows Pikachu.
Cerulege has really gotten up there. It's Claimed a top 3 for me though.
Oh, definitely.
Ninetales, Sableye, Ceruledge.
Yeah.
Sableye?
And then
Sableye,
if
man.
people tell me,
It's number 2.
if people
Oh.
say
It's
there's no good
Lugia and
Pikachu
Mewtwo.
cards, Mario Pikachu, the Luigi Pikachu,
Yeah.
the fucking all of the Poncho Pikachu cards,
Way
like
too
those
expensive.
are fucking top tier. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You said Lugia was yours from?
Lugia or Mewtwo.
Oh, Mewtwo's another good one.
Mewtwo's grown on
You
me.
guys are basic.
Well,
I know.
it's because of the movies, dude. I remember
What's
the
top 3? Give
movies
me
the
top
most.
3. Give me one more, FOMO.
Say what?
Give me one more. Top 3.
Lucario.
Okay.
Because I stopped around Ruby and Sapphire. After that game, I didn't play because I didn't get a DS until XY. So I kind of skipped the whole Diamond and Pearl. So when I revisited it, my favorite Pokemon was Lucario.
Respect.
So,
A little sus,
yeah.
but respect.
So my favorite Pokemon is Pikachu, but if I actually if I thought about it in like if Pokemon were real and I had to have a Pokemon, I would not want a Pikachu.
Nah.
Right?
I would take like a Mewtwo or like a Gyarados or something like badass looking. Like
I
I
would
don't want a
take
little
Ditto.
yellow mouse following me
Ditto.
around.
What?
Ditto is the
Ditto.
only
You got
Pokemon I want
everything.
that's real. He becomes anything I want.
Yeah,
You get
that's
me?
Yeah.
Ditto is where it's at.
But he's got 2 little dots for eyes.
That's cool. I don't need to look at his eyes. Ditto. Become Charizard and
thing.
have Charizard powers now.
So, top 3.
Top 3? Oh, this is so hard. I'm like Baze. I have like a list of Pokemon I like. Honestly, I don't know if I had to like it would probably change tomorrow, but Dragonite, Mewtwo, Pikachu. I don't know. Those,
Dragonite's up on
not
my
in that
list.
order.
I like Dragonite. Dragonite gets a very honorable mention.
Gen
I always liked
1ers.
Dragonite when I was little.
What?
Gen 1 guys.
I never
I
used
mean,
Dragonite in the
Do I?
game. See, I typically choose popular characters from the games too. Not that Lugia was in most of them, but that's why Lucario was one of my picks.
my favorite like niche Pokemon, I guess, or like Pokemon that are not like basic. Um, it's weird, but like Executor and Muck. Actually, like in the games, I actually like
Muck is
using them.
cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Executor.
don't know why everybody like. Yeah, there's a lot of people are like Muck, and I'm
I
like,
thought
I
Muck
think
was
he's dope.
cool in the Pokemon League when Ash used him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's poison.
I like
yeah. And
Sprigatito.
in the old games, he used to be like a beast too.
Sprigatito.
I really like Sprigatito and the artwork that it's been getting recently. That's gonna be my new starter. That's my favorite out of the current starters right now.
I wonder, like in 20 years, if that's going to be the new, like, not obviously not the new Pikachu, but because it's like the main character's Pokemon in the game or in the anime right now, like, I wonder how much of an effect that will have on like people's view of it in 20
New
years.
mascot,
I can
right?
see little girls loving it.
Yeah,
Plus, it's
yeah,
Leeto.
right.
Like, there's a girl that actually owns it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
My daughter likes it, so we'll see.
yeah. My daughter likes it too. She's like, "Oh, it's so cute."
Yeah.
I like Sprigatito over the new Pikachu with the hat. I don't like the new Pikachu with the hat. He looks
Captain?
funny to me with the little hat. Yeah.
They had to keep Pikachu in the anime though.
Yeah.
That's like that's
I
why
know.
he's in there.
I'm
Like
glad
they
they
can't
put
get rid of
Charizard in
him.
his place, though. Made him short. Just
They
the.
made Charizard. Oh, did they?
Yeah. He's short. Short, stubby Charizard
Well,
in the
Charizard
anime.
was always supposed to be short, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't he only like 5 feet tall or something?
There's different variants. Like,
5'11".
they showed.
I don't know.
There was one anime episode where it showed like a big ass Charizard compared to Ash's Charizard. So there's variants, but yeah,
Mm.
it's just like they did it right though, because Rayquaza is so much bigger than everything too.
Yeah.
How does Rayquaza compare to like Eternatus? Because that's another big Pokemon, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Are they pretty equal or?
What about Giratina? Is Giratina big or not that big?
Yeah, I think he's like 12 feet or something.
Oh, it's not that big, though,
Is
right?
bigger
Um,
because that thing, if you notice it in the game, it's just massive. Like you're on the roof about to like fight that thing, and it's just covering the entire freaking sky in front of you.
Yeah.
Dang.
In the Sword and Shield game.
Oh, it reminded me of the Gigantamax Meowth. It's like
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
just like this tall, like long Meowth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing's huge.
They got a good promo for Gigantamax Meowth.
Do they?
Yeah, from Sword and Shield.
That's
It's a
English.
VMAX, but
Okay.
it looks good though.
Don't
That was a
wear
promo.
has glowing
That's like
yellow
one of the
eyes.
first cards I bought getting back in for some reason. I
Hmm.
don't
Oh,
know.
really?
That and like
Interesting.
the Blastoise promo from the box, the VMAX
Yeah.
Gigantamax with all the cannons on his shell.
So now that you brought up Meowth, it kind of made me think about it. All right, what's your take on this? You remember when just a little bit ago people announced, "Oh, the Rocket set, it's no longer a thing because it's not called the Rocket set, but then it's still the Rocket set because the artwork is going to feature
We assumed
like
it was a rocket set because they gave us the R, but
yeah,
it's a
It still is in Japanese, right?
right.
As far as I know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's still Glory of Team Rocket in Japanese, correct?
As far as I know, it's going to be a standalone
Yeah.
set. Yeah.
I just
So, all
always
right.
guessed it was gonna be like a gym challenge, like you have the bad guys and the good guys put together.
So you made me
Gym
think about
Heroes
it
Gym
just because you brought
Challenge.
up Meowth. Meowth. I always think of Team Rocket when I think of Meowth. What are your thoughts on that set? Because I do see that there's a lot of people that are trying to be like, it's not gonna be that great. It's gonna be trash. I feel like there's a lot of people trying to bash it prematurely without it being
Well,
obviously out yet.
regardless of the name or the Pokemon we get, it's gonna be awesome regardless. Like,
Yeah. People are just complaining that people are going to, those same people will FOMO over the set and buy
yeah,
it.
like
You know,
the
there'll be one to be
unpopular
like, I can't
Pokemon
get
that are
any.
getting attention right now that nobody wants. Like I don't know. You can pick any art rare or illustration rare from, and they all look great. So it's just the Pokemon people want is what it comes down to.
Is there
If
any
the,
specific cards you're excited for from it?
I haven't really seen anything. I haven't been looking though.
they're not dark Pokemon, right? They're just Rockets Pokemon.
Right.
I mean,
Hmm.
Rocket's Mewtwo's got to be badass. Like, I hope they just come with like some like evil looking Mewtwo. Like, I don't know.
Like the mechanized Mewtwo or something like that.
See, I want to see.
Anything that just looks like, yeah, like badass. Like, I don't know.
I'd like to see something else besides Mewtwo, but that's
I know
unpopular.
yeah, some people are like want like Tinkaton. I'm like,
Well,
why?
I just want something. I don't know. Maybe
Cerulege would be
something
dope.
different. Like you can
Like
have the
Rocket
old, but give me
Cerulege.
something new. Yeah, something
Yeah.
something exciting.
Yeah, I think there's gonna be some pretty
Yeah.
there's no way they're gonna mess it up. I think they're gonna come out with some crazy stuff like and people are gonna be like, these cards are gonna be sick. I actually like too if I this set will probably in English and Japanese both like be very like for long term, like because of the set identity, it has like a
Mm-hmm.
strong set identity. It's Rocket, it's Team Rocket,
Yeah.
or it's like the gym trainers set, whatever. But Team Rocket's like a big part of it. I think it'll be one of those sets forever that'll be people will want it and be high in demand.
Yeah.
But
One thing I did notice from that set though is isn't Team Galactic on the packs too? I'm actually looking that up right now
I think there's a
because
member of it.
yeah, there was a version of the booster packs that showed either Team Galactic or one of the other antagonist teams in the series,
There's a guy.
which means that they're probably getting a lot more arts than we expect for other villains as well.
Yeah, we get like 3 cards and then usually assume the rest about the set.
Yeah,
They can give us
still interesting.
Eradicate and it'd still be badass. Like,
I hope they have like um I don't they probably won't do this, but like if they had like the Rockets reverses with like a textured like reverse like they did with like a R on it or something.
Oh, like
That'd be
instead of
sick.
reverse Pokeballs or reverse Master
Just
Balls,
a
it's the
like a
reverse
big
rocket.
R.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be sick.
that'd be cool.
That would be a nice chase. Um, well, you made me think of something else though, because you just basically said it's gonna be a strong set. It has a strong identity, because of Rocket, right? Do you think with these last few sets that are coming out that are like shaking up the market, right? It's feeding a lot into that nostalgia factor, and that's a big reason as to why the markets are being shaken up, because people like, all right, the Pikachu set, then an Eevee set, we have the set with trainers Pokemon coming out, and then we have the Rocket set coming out. So it's making people think of all those older sets, those vintage sets that either new players and new collectors didn't get to experience, so now they get to experience something like it. So there's that missed out nostalgia
Yeah.
factor. Or for the ones who did experience it, who got out of the hobby, who are coming back, oh, there's a reason for me to be here because this is what I remember. This is what was big back in the day. And also for the people that are investors and stuff, yo, this is going for so much fucking money now because it's vintage sets. There's all these people that are excited about it. They see that they could capitalize on the money aspect of it, and it drives that craziness into it.
Well, they always do
Both.
that, right?
It's
I
both.
think
It's
all the
more money
above.
right now.
It's a cycle.
I
I
think
think everybody is like it appeals to everybody in a different way. But yeah, like I
Yeah.
agree.
I think it appeals more to the money side because you would see the difference in the vintage. Because if you look at vintage, you can still get it cheap. Not at the point where it's rubbed off on Japanese vintage, where Japanese vintage is starting to get pumped up. It's happening on certain cards, but not
Mhm.
as a whole. Once it starts happening as a whole, then I'll start believing that it's more inclined towards people that are nostalgic for the cards.
All right.
For now, not. I'm not there yet.
All right. Then
Nobody's
I'm
pumping.
gonna follow that up with this. Since they are kind of in a way using that nostalgia factor to drive, this growth, to drive this attention, this hype around it, right? Do you feel that that is something they do because there's still a big future ahead, and this is just an interval where you need to drive up that hype to continue that road ahead? Or do you all feel like it is kind of sunsetting Pokemon in general? Because there has been some speculation on this next gen that's coming out. Is it going to be one of the final gens? Because people are always like, how long can it keep going? And how long can it continue? And how much can they continue adding to the overall Pokemon story in the arc? You get me? So that's what
Forever.
I'm getting to. Like we are at a crazy peak, right? But do y'all feel like, well, it's just like another interval and we're gonna have a big future straight up ahead? Or is it because we're at a big peak because we're getting towards the end of, in general, just Pokemon, the Pokemon sphere? Kind of like how there was the Beanie Baby collapse, right? How there was all these Beanie Babies selling for extraordinary amounts of money. It did collapse, and then people don't really like care about it anymore. Do y'all think that's a possibility, or like, what are your thoughts on that?
They would have to,
Something
It's going forever.
catastrophic has to
yeah,
happen for people to
they would have to fuck up
be affected
massively.
the way that they were, like towards Beanie Babies. Um, I don't think people are hyping up prices right now because they believe in the longevity of raw cards or graded cards for that matter. If they are doing that, they're probably doing that towards the sealed. So if you see these initial crazy prices for Violet eras, especially sets that are easily reprintable, you can speculate or deduct that like probably a lot of people that don't know what they're doing are trying to manipulate the price because they're thinking about the longevity of the hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, reprints happen, prices crash, people lose faith, and they typically leave the hobby, and that's kind of how people get burned, and then the cycle restarts itself all over again. But I will say that you probably would see that towards sealed long term. Raw, maybe, but it's all speculative, and those people tend to get burned on the long run because no one's willing to hold it that long. And then the prices crash. They realize they made a mistake. They sell it into the bear market, and they don't.
Challenge
It doesn't
accepted.
end well. Let's put it that way. It's a zero-sum game at that point, and they
Yeah,
lost.
Were you? I maybe interpreted your question differently, but were you talking about just the cards or Pokemon as a whole?
Pokemon as a whole. Like,
Yeah, because
if you think
Beanie
about
Babies
it,
just
Ain't
had
nowhere
Beanie Babies.
close.
Like Pokemon,
yeah.
like the card sector of Pokemon is so small. I feel like compared to like the
No,
rest of it.
I get that. So it's not a direct correlation,
Yeah.
but
No,
just
I'm just
viewing
curious. Like,
at
yeah,
it, Pokemon as a hobby, the collapse of it would be based upon Pokemon as an IP, right? If there's no more Pokemon coming out with new cartoons, new movies, right? Can you continue releasing a bunch of expansions that will continue having the same hype? If you have,
Absolutely.
I don't think that would
you can't,
happen
right?
though.
Really?
So with that question, how long can you continue
Yeah, I
releasing
don't
more
think it would be
content
long.
for Pokemon because of how long it's been going?
Oh, I mean,
Well,
infinitely.
And
honestly,
They
yeah.
just started.
All
They
you
just
need is
started
an
a
import.
new series. They started a new whole new adventure with different characters. I
We're
mean,
just getting
it's
started.
just you could keep doing
but
that over and over
I
again.
get that. But how many other like things can we point to? This has been going around for this long, and it's still kind of going. I mean, one that I can think of is maybe Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Dama just came out, and how long has Dragon Ball
One
been around,
Piece.
right?
Yeah, but
But
Dragon Ball has
there's
suffered
gaps
with all this
in
stuff. I mean, they
Yeah.
keep throwing spin-offs, they keep throwing out movies, and they
yeah,
Yeah.
just keep failing every single time. Except for the Broly movie, that was excellent.
yeah,
But One Piece too, they have had a miserable time to get to where they have come now.
and
Uh,
they're ending One Piece, right? Like it's on its final thing
it's
now.
ending. I
All
think
right.
it's going to take years for it to end, but yeah, it's ending.
So when do y'all expect Pokemon itself to wrap up its story to itself end? Kind of like
Never.
everything has a
Have you been
lifespan with
watching my
anime.
series lately? They got
Hmm?
many worlds, many universes, and parallel
I have
places
been
to
watching
travel
your series,
to,
yeah.
and we're
Technically,
about
we
to.
did get closure already from the Pokemon world with Ash in it.
Yeah,
So we've already gone
we're just
into
getting
a
started.
spin-off
We're
or
just
several
getting.
spin-offs.
This is brand new.
So I would.
We got another
Yeah. I
25 years in front of us.
I don't think
Okay,
it'll ever end. I mean, not ever, but
okay.
like in the foreseeable future, I couldn't predict when it would end. Because
Henry
they could
Daddy,
like
I
we've
appreciate
been
you.
like there's always so many different like ways you could flip it and do different spin-offs of it. But um, or like FOMO was saying earlier, unless there was something that like came in and like disrupted the market, like a different IP came in, it was just way more popular than Pokemon. But I kind of talked about it in a video I did a while ago, like a month ago, and I don't know if it'll ever be gone in Japan, just because it's like it's in everything in Japan.
I don't see
Like
my. I don't see
it's
myself getting out
everywhere.
of it. Now that I'm here, I'm kind of like I'm still gonna be old and checking in on the new guys on YouTube to see what they're talking about. Like I don't know. I think about that. Like
I
I'm
feel
probably
like
not gonna
there's a
leave
lot of
this shit now because I'm stuck back in it.
yeah. I feel like there's a lot of collectors that have gotten in and out of it throughout the years, though. Like even myself, I've gotten out of it when I started focusing on Yu-Gi-Oh. Then I started focusing on Funko Pops and Hot Wheels. Then I came back to it. Like you get me? Like there are people that go in and out. Right now, we do see some people that are leaving because they can't get product at reasonable prices.
It'll be
So
back.
I do think they might come back. But what I'm saying is like with that being said, like eh, I feel like if everything lines up correctly, there could be a certain future where all right, Pokemon ends its story and no longer produces. You get me? And then
Mm.
after that, like how much longer after that could the TCG continue? I mean, because it could continue after that,
I just can't picture
right?
it unless
Keep in mind that there
I
was
don't know,
three key
the
aspects to
world
Pokemon. There
changes.
was the anime, the video games, and the TCG.
Yeah.
Now there's actually a fourth because they make a
Merchandise.
huge line of just plushies, toys, etc., and
Yeah.
merchandise. So
Yeah.
that technically brings it up to four categories. If you remove one of those categories, it's not going to suffer that bad. Even if it's something that has to do with, a story like anime, but Pokemon doesn't need a story like that because we never needed that as kids. We never needed all this closure and
I
all this
disagree.
explanation and all this reasoning
Well,
behind legendaries
what
or legendaries.
what made you want to get into Pokemon if there
Hang on.
wasn't a story? If there wasn't something nice for you to watch as a kid, a cartoon. If
What's he
there wasn't a
disagreeing
movie
about?
For me, it was the game
for
because the
you,
games
yeah.
were the big thing for me. I was more into the games than I was into what normal kids would play.
I was
But
big
the
in.
You know?
game is a story, right? Because you follow a
Absolutely.
story in the game. So the story
Yeah.
does matter at that point.
So
Yeah.
technically, that being said, it lives on through the video game.
It was the show for me. Every day after
Yeah, I
school,
would say the
before school.
show. Yeah, the show was a big
Yeah.
part of it for me. And
For
like
me, it
I get
was
what FOMO's saying. You could just the game did do a lot for the cards, I feel like, but I don't know how much less it would have been without the show. Like we would I don't know if we would be where we are
Absolutely.
now, like the hobby as a whole. Because I feel like for like a lot of there was a lot of connection with that original anime series.
yeah.
Same with Yu-Gi-Oh! Like I would
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Was like if there was no Yu-Gi-Oh! Show, I would not be collecting cards.
Yu-Gi-Oh show
Oh,
was
you're
hit
right.
hard, bro, when that came out,
Well, it
dude.
came out
My
right when
God.
we got a little bit older too, so it was like, okay,
Yeah.
level
The
up a
Yu-Gi-Oh!
little
Show
bit.
was dope. I like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually probably better than Pokemon, like the anime.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the whole anime for Yu-Gi-Oh? All
For
three?
for the Yugi one,
Not
because
the
there's the 5Ds, there's like different
the
ones for
original one.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah,
But
I heard the
the
original.
original with the Yugi story, I saw everything all the way
Yeah.
towards the end, with his big finale and against Pegasus and
Pegasus,
all
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Oh,
Don't ruin
you
it.
guys,
Toon
I'm
World.
just kidding. It's a spoiler. I haven't watched it.
I shouldn't say anything.
So you hold your
Well, I'm not gonna spoil it, but
Yeah,
you're
hold on.
better.
there's a
No, I'm
whole
just
other
kidding.
story.
I'm like
Yeah.
20 years late.
Yeah.
I'm not,
But
I'm not gonna say anything, but I recently rewatched Yu-Gi-Oh! The entire like Yugi, not when they switched characters to that other
yeah,
kid with the
Yeah.
the
GX.
The
5Ds or
dark
the
hair.
GX. Yeah.
I saw the whole Yugi. I realized that I missed a giant portion of the end, and I'm not gonna say
Oh.
what happens, but holy
I mean, that's
crap, you
fine.
guys have to see it, and it's not
Yeah.
against Pegasus.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, are you talking about like with the when he gets into like the Egyptian god cards and all that other stuff?
You talking about
Oh
mine?
yeah, after that,
After that,
after
I forgot about
after
Exodia.
after
Oh,
all
the
that.
Egyptian gods too. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, the
Oh, that
Egyptian
was such
gods
a
was
good
super
part.
cool.
Oh man.
Yeah,
And the game
I
for
got him.
PlayStation was actually another part. That was a good game.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was a
I remember
very
that.
hard game.
Yeah.
The original Master Duel.
Yeah.
I remember Eternal Duelist Soul,
Yeah.
all those, and Sacred Cards on the Game Boy.
It was
I don't know if
PlayStation.
you guys want to keep going, but I got to get off. It's dinner time almost here, so I got to go get ready and get the
Yeah, I
kids
gotta
dinner.
get off.
I know I'm enjoying the
We'll
conversation,
call it.
but if you guys want to keep going, I'm gonna hop off.
It's about time.
It's about time.
We'll see you later, Shug.
Okay.
Next weekend, once
All
I'm
right.
done with exams.
We went
Okay.
like 2.5 hours, I think, today.
Yeah, I wanna keep going, but yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go get dinner ready and stuff. The kids are probably
Yeah, no
like
worries,
wondering.
bro. No worries.
But yeah.
Totally get.
All right.
Yeah.
It was
All
definitely
right.
dope.
Good seeing you guys. Thanks,
Later,
Henry
guys.
Daddy. So yeah. Anybody else in the chat? Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next
Everybody,
week.
thank you very
Later,
much for
guys.
coming by.
Peace.